Welcome to Truth and Transparency.
We are not afraid of whatever evidence is unearthed from whatever source, because for 15 months, every stitch of evidence has been consistent with my client's innocence. However, in the meantime, my client suffers. In the meantime, her life is on hold, while she spends every waking moment defending herself, emotionally, intellectually, and financially. We cannot abide by excuses any longer. We need this court's help. We need you, Your Honor, respectfully.
Juror, quote, believes that every member of the jury, if asked, will confirm that the jury reached not guilty verdicts.
What is up, guys? This is from December 2022. That'd be December 31st.
What was it like to start zeroing in on Brian Kohberger?
You know, it's stressful. You know that this individual is out there somewhere. We knew that there was going to be an arrest made in Pennsylvania. That's still, even though we're here, it's stressful here.
Kohberger living just 10 miles from the crime scene in Pullman, Washington, where he had been working towards his PhD in...
The title of this was "We Got Our Guy. We Do Not Expect Any More Arrests." Okay.
Criminology at Washington State.
To find out it was our neighbor, it was like very horrific.
Those who knew the alleged murderer left stunned by his arrest.
It was just a shock. He was always nice to me, maybe not to other people.
Now, authorities have not released any information on a possible motive or connection between...
This was on ABC. This is World News Tonight, Chicago. Okay, come on in. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Transparency. Gonna spray it kind of all over, but this episode is about phones, digital evidence. And I was going over some stuff, and I thought, you know what? I want to share some stuff. After the Sandra Birchmore, case came out and everything with the Sandra Birchmore case, reviewing over those last couple pages, just talk about, I'm sorry, but a fourth grader could have investigated that case. I mean, the girl was found in the same clothes that she was seen in on February 1st. To be found in those clothes and to be seen on the cameras. And then you break down the phones with it, her phone, and to see that it never moved again. And it took steps, after it was opened, 3 minutes before he gets on camera. So it's like, that in itself is probable cause. You have the man on camera going in. You have the man on camera coming out. You have her in the same clothes. You have it within 3 minutes of her phone moving. Her phone never moves again. Her phone never makes any more movements. And can you believe it that officers had that information and they buried it in the Sandra Birchmore case? How does that happen? How does that happen? Well, it's very simple how that happens. Purposefully. That's on purpose. It's not by accident. That's on purpose in the Sandra Birchmore case. So it gets you thinking about who was involved in that. All right. And do you guys see how they're correlating the Sandra Birchmore case with the Karen Reed case? And that's what I've been trying to have you guys do with the Dr. Moore case and the Brian Drake case and correlating that to the Idaho4 case. You want to know why? Because it's the same people working it. It's the same people. It's the same protocol, which isn't really protocol. It's just their way of doing something. So, so let's talk about these phones, because these phones are going to be important in the Idaho4 case. Karen Reed's phone is important. John O'Keefe's phone is important. Sandra Birchmore's phone is important. In the Delphi case, there's phones that are important. But But just good evening to all you people out there. Who says that we're conspiracy theorists? Because all I see is us getting proved that we're just money. We're just money over here. About conspiracy theorists, all I see is just all right. All right. So there is some police corruption. Yeah. So let's take a look at something. I want to share a screen. And this is back when Nicholas Guerno testified. I want to show you guys something. We're going to go right here. Let's take a look.
59 feet. So it's going to show the outside only of the house.
Okay. In this little accuracy box right here, it says 18.7766. So 18 point something. All right. The one before that, 27.6. Okay. $28 or 9.4. And then, like, you know, a bunch of numbers after it.
What's up on the screen now is the next exhibit.
Yes.
And again, if
Okay.
you could just explain.
So then I went and pulled out, it's a case called United States versus Evans. And this had to do with, oh, let me make that bigger for you guys. There you go. This case, United States versus Evans, had to do with cell phones and testifying, the legal standard for a lay witness to testify, and how he, quote unquote, applying their methodology, which, did anybody ever check this man's work? Okay. I'm just curious if anybody ever took the time to check this man's work. This Nicholas Guerno. Okay. But for the purposes of this, I wanted to double check something. So just so you guys know, based off of this case, the admissibility of maps containing cell tower locations and other locations relevant to the crime. Okay. And the court agrees that using Google Maps to plot these locations. So if you're given basically data points, longitude and latitude, and I'm just simply going into Google Maps and I'm going to plot these points, that basically anybody can do that. So the court agrees that using Google Maps to plot these locations does not require scientific, technical, or other specialized knowledge, and that these exhibits are admissible through lay opinion testimony under Rule 701. The relevance of these exhibits, however, is primarily based on the premises that a cell phone connects to the tower in its network with the strongest signal. And the tower with the stronger signal is usually the one closest to the cell phone at the time the call is placed. All right. But we're doing Google and it's tracking like through an app. So you're getting like Latin longs. And when I did this with Brian Drake's phone, I did the same thing that this man did. Okay, Nicholas Guerrero, I took the same methodology. And when you get a Google search warrant return, you have longitude and latitude points. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to literally map every single point. All right. So I did exactly what this man did. Right. But there could be also some human error in there, just so everybody's aware of that. Like, it's me making sure that I'm entering the number that's there. And like, that's how I did it manually. So, but based on this methodology of what he did for this testimony, I want you guys to hear this.
The jury sort of what we're looking at in this slide, and then using that laser pointer, if you could, direct the jury's attention to what, if anything, of significance you have in this particular slide.
So I took an overview of the town of Canton. So this here is the GPS route. And then down over, I can barely see. Let me just look on the map here. So much better. The waterfall bar is right up. I can't really tell, honestly, from
34 Fairview Road is?
Yes. So this is where they were with the ascending, descending stairs. They would go, continue down through this little piece here, take the right onto Cedar Crest. They continue down Cedar Crest, missing Fairview right here, and then turn back around and then come to the house.
Okay. When he was talking about these descending steps being over here on this road, all right, because it's 0 point or like 22, so it's like 12, 22, and 14 seconds. This is where he is saying that John O'Keefe was when this was all going on. And then I want to zoom in and look at the accuracy. Like, what did that accuracy say? Dude, this accuracy on what this man is testifying to on this page. And so I was like, okay, what does this mean? This says 4.8. And then obviously a bunch of numbers. So remember when I did the Excel spreadsheet, and at 12:22, this is when John's getting out of the vehicle. 12:21, 12:22, he's getting out of the vehicle, we assume, because he's taking steps, right? And then his steps, going from taking steps to then his phone in a very short period of time travels 3 floors. Okay. And then during his testimony here, he's saying that John O'Keefe, at this point right over here, all right, he's trying to say that this is when this is happening. Like, he's not out of the vehicle, and it's because he's on a hilly road and it's going up and down. All right, that's why these his phone is registering these flights of stairs, is because they are literally on a hilly street. Okay, that's what this motherfucker testified to. Remember, we were all just like, I cannot believe that he's testifying like this, right? And you guys see where the blue dot is over here? Like, that's where he's saying that this is happening. And hang tight.
And this gentleman, if I could have the next slide. And Schubert, what are we looking at in this slide? Specifically, if you could explain to the jury as far as the use.
Okay. So right here, 33.8%, or it doesn't say percentage, it says 33.8, and that's the accuracy. 33.8. Again, I don't know if that's percentage. I don't know what that is. I'm trying to figure that out. And so I want to know what that means, because
Circle.
Listen to what he testifies to here.
Attached to the
If you could look this way, please.
attached to the LexisNexis tracks. Could you explain to the jury what that is and what that signifies?
Yeah, so as I said, we loaded this in through LexisNexis, and it gave us the GPS points for the route. The points is 348. I just want to double check. Yeah, point 348 is at 12:25 and 30 seconds. The blue circle is the estimated range, so how well the signal for the GPS is. And 34 Fairview is right pretty much by that L.
Okay, you hear how he's using the word GPS, not Wi-Fi. He's using GPS. So he's saying that this is all done. The data that they were looking at was GPS. So that's why it's within like 3 feet. Like, listen to him talk about this.
Cameron, if I got the next slide.
Yeah, there we go.
Is this essentially the same image, a little bit closer without the graphic as far as the LexisNexis?
That's correct. Yeah, this is 34 Fairview right here. 32.
Okay, do you see how the whole entire house is within that circle? And so I asked an expert, you see these little arrows? I said, whose arrows are these? That's not what the program produces. Like, what the fuck is this? You know, whose arrows are these? How can you do a map like this? Because it would almost make it seem like that the software that you're using is producing those arrows, right? So the reason I wanted to grab this case is because it talks about what exhibits are permitted and what exhibits aren't permitted to be shown to the jury. And I think that these exhibits should not be able to be used based on this case, based on case law.
And then again, this is where all the points are for the duration.
As far as the blue circle.
What do you mean, like, these are all the points? These are all the points, like 3, 4, 1. 2, he's saying these are all the points. So what he's trying to say here is John O'Keefe's phone, based on the latitude and longitude, you can have stuff that happens like every couple seconds to a minute to, if you're running an app, whatever the app is doing, if it's running the whole time. But see how he testified like to like this, these are the points. Like, what the fuck? What points? So what they really need to do when they go back for this retrial is really zero in, because this guy has no fucking clue what he's testifying to. I'm telling you, he does not. He does not know what he's talking about.
We're looking at this slide specifically. If you could explain to the jury as far as the blue circle attached to
If you could look this way, please.
attached to the LexisNexis tracks. Could you explain to the jury what that is and what that signifies?
Yeah, so as I said, we loaded this in through LexisNexis, and it gave us the GPS points for the route.
It gave you the points for the route. What are you talking about? It didn't give you the points for the route. It gave you the points of his cell phone. Okay. And so let's be so technical here. Somebody could have taken his cell phone when he walked out of the waterfall bar. Okay. Listen to how he's answering. This is the what?
Points is 348. I just want to double check. Yeah, point 348 is at 12:25 and 30 seconds. The blue circle is the estimated range, so how well the signal for the GPS is. 34 Fairview is.
Okay, see right there, guys, right there. There is no way in hell that this would be GPS and that's the range. GPS I think that's way too big of a range.
Is right pretty much by that L.
Cameron, if I got the next slide.
Yeah, there we go.
Sure, is this essentially the same image, a little bit closer without the graphic as far as the LexisNexis?
That's correct. Yeah, this is 34 Fairview right here. 32. And then again, this is where all the points are for the duration.
As far as
These are all where the points are for the duration.
the blue circle that's up on the screen, what does that represent as far as this particular point in time for this GPS point, 348 at 12:25 and 30 seconds?
Yes, this is the, as I said before, the range of accuracy due to satellite strength. So as I said, it blows out as it loses strength, and then will come back in as it gets better signal.
Mr. Chairman, if I have the next slide. Again, Trooper, what's up on the screen? What are we looking at this as far as 12:25:31?
Same area where the 348 is. This is part 351. Again, as you can see, strength of signal blows out and encompasses almost the whole neighborhood, all the houses around.
And Mr. Chairman, if I have the next slide. Again, sir, is this the same GPS point 351, number 351 at 12:25 and 31 seconds?
Yes, it is.
And if you could again, just explain to the jury what we're looking at in the slide.
Look at
Same thing, just the degree
now the pool's included. The backyard is all of the backyard's included. Now this goes.
of accuracy and the strength of the satellite signal to Officer O'Keefe's phone.
Mr. Chairman, if I have the next slide. And again, sir, if you could explain to the jury what we're looking at in this slide, what time frame we're talking about.
Yep, this is point 349 at 32 seconds. Again, latitude and longitude, they're all right in the same area, and that's it.
And that's it. What's this accuracy number? 29.4.
Mr. Chairman, if I got the next slide.
I mean, I'm not a genius and I'm not a phone expert, but 29.4, 4.3, nothing is over 30. I would think that that's percentage.
Again, Trooper Greeno, is this the same GPS plotting point in the same time frame of 12:25, 32 seconds?
Yes, it is.
Again, if you could explain to the jury what we're looking at. And this in particular in relation to the earlier slides with reference to the accuracy that you talked about.
Yep. So again, the accuracy blew out as it lost signal, and now it's shrinking back in as accuracy gets better.
If I could have the next slide.
How do we tell if the accuracy got better? These are screenshots. You see up there, these are fucking screenshots.
And sir, what GPS point or what time frame are we looking at?
27.8.
And this particular slide?
This is 12:25 and 33 seconds. Again, same area that long, right in the yard of 34 Fairview.
And Mr. Chairman, if I could have the next slide. Trooper Greeno, is this the same GPS point of number 348 and 12:25 and 33 seconds?
That's correct.
And if you could explain to the jury as far as the accuracy and what we're looking at in this.
Yep. So I believe there actually wasn't that much of a drop off. Yeah. So went from 88 feet to 72 feet. So the circle still doesn't look like it really shrank much.
Mr. Chairman, if I could have the next slide, please. And again, Trooper, what time frame and what GPS point are we looking at in this one?
This is 12:25 and 34 seconds. Again, same thing right there.
20.
Corner of 34 Fairview and 32 Fairview.
Mr. Chairman, if I could have the next slide, please. Trooper Greeno, this is the same GPS point number 350, 12:25 and 34 seconds. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And again, using that laser point direct your attention to what we're looking at in this.
Yep. So 34 Fairview is here. So as I said, this point here is the last one where it sort of cuts out the little corner of the house, but everything's still showing directly. This is where it's believed to be.
What is believed to be?
What GPS point and what time?
This is where it's believed to be. What his phone, right?
Are we looking at in this one, sir?
Okay, look at accuracy. 18.7. 18.7. And then latitude. Well, that's just your latitude and longitude, okay?
This one's 35 seconds. 12:25, 35 seconds. Same thing. Again, GPS point still saying it's right there where his body was. But again, it dropped from 72 feet of accuracy down to 59 feet. So it's going to show the outside only of the house.
So the signal strength is strengthening at that point, is that correct?
That is correct.
If I could have the next slide, Mr. Chairman. Again, sir, same GPS point at number 346.
I want to see the raw data. Where's the raw data with this shit?
The same time at 12:25, 35, is that correct?
That's correct.
Who did his peer review? Who peer reviewed this?
Mr. Greeno, with regard to this slide, what GPS point is being depicted and what time frame are we looking at?
This is GPS point number 345, and it's 12:25 and 36 seconds. Again, showing that the signal strength has, again, grown and gotten better.
As far as growing gotten better, what accuracy or what degree of accuracy in feet are we looking at?
This is within 52 feet.
Within 52 feet. Within 52 feet. That means it's within 52 feet. So 52 feet would be 52 steps, right? Is that how you guys would say? You guys think credit to Lana 100. This is double speak. Fuck if I can understand and I went to college. This is 2 times speed. It's just 1.5 speed. So 52 feet, if you think about it, when you basically take a step, it's like it's approximately, okay? So listen to what he said he did when they got on scene. Listen to what he said he did. We'll come back to this mark, which is 125 and 19 seconds. Check this out. When he was explaining what he did.
So on my way to work, I actually drive Fairview quite often, and being there in person with my phone, I'll go from 4 or 5 bars of service. When I'm there, it's 1 or 2. So that tells me that strength of signal there is not great.
Turning back to this,
You guys remember that? No, you want us to believe that. You want us to believe this man. Okay. Yep. I lose service there. Okay. That's what he's saying. My strength of signal isn't good there.
from using the Axiom tool and the location data from Mr. O'Keefe's phone, as far as its speed in meters per second at 12:25:36 a.m.
I don't remember it off the top of my head.
Your Honor, with court's permission, may the trooper refer to his report for the numbers.
Go ahead.
To use that health data, the phone, if you don't have an iWatch paired to it, is basically just a high-tech pedometer. It's just every time you move the phone, it's going to track steps, and that's if you have it turned on. If you have the iWatch on, it'll get beats per minute, and you get a much more robust health data from it.
Now, with respect to the health data and with respect to the GPS location for Mr. O'Keefe's phone, initially, what, if any, sort of analysis did you do with respect to that?
So we checked his native locations at 12:19. The phone is, well, I should say, at 12:12 in his location shows that he's at the Waterfall Bar. The next set of locations shows he's at Dedham Street by Cedar Crest, and then Waze is activated for 34 Fairview. So, and then it shows me his entire route to 34 Fairview.
And what is Waze, sir?
Waze is similar to Apple Maps. It is the GPS program that, punch in like a Garmin type thing.
I'd like to take you back just for a moment just to the health data from the Cellbrite extraction that you did. Specifically, you looked at data from 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. on January 29, 2022. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And as far as the health data was concerned, there were some entries from 12:11 a.m. to 12:32 a.m. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And can you describe to the jury sort of what you observed and what, if any, significance those entries had to you as far as the health data was concerned?
Yeah, so the health data shows, like I said, the phone is basically a high-tech pedometer. If you're moving it around, it's going to think you're taking steps when you might not actually be walking. His health data showed while he's driving that he's traveling and taking steps.
So I need a foundation.
Over the course, over the course of this investigation, your analysis, you became aware of other witness statements, surveillance video, things of that nature, as to Mr.
You guys remember when he testified to this, right? That it's when you're going like this. Yep, it's just calculating your steps. Like wow, right? Like we wouldn't be paying the type of money that we're paying for an iPhone, nor would our insurance for like our health insurance. Remember how like if you submit that you're walking so many steps per day that you can have a lower like your insurance and stuff like that with work. Yeah.
O'Keefe's whereabouts from approximately 12 a.m. to at least 1 a.m. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you're aware of around the time just past 6 a.m. When it was.
So let's get a question first.
Well, that's my.
Go ahead, Mr. Allen.
You're aware of the time being just past 6 a.m. that you already testified to as to when Mr. O'Keefe was discovered and 911 was called.
Yes, that's correct.
So, sir, with respect to, again, that time period starting at 12:11 a.m., what, if anything, did you observe with respect to the health data of Mr. O'Keefe as signified within the phone?
So it marks when he's taking steps, ascending stairs, and distance traveled.
And so from that period of 12:11, 12:32, there are essentially 4 time periods that you delineated. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And do you remember the precise times and sort of distance traveled within those time frames?
I don't remember the precisely off the top of my head.
Your Honor, with court's permission, may the trooper refer to his report just those
Yes, do
numbers.
you have it with you, Trooper?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
I watched this.
But as it gets better, actually, it's going to shrink back down. It's going to say, nope, you're right about here.
And to that point, or to elucidate that point that you were just speaking on, we'll get to this more in depth in a second, but at some point in 2023, did you go to 34 Fairview Road?
Here we go.
Conduct some GPS mapping?
Yes, I did.
And when you were in that area of 34 Fairview Road, what, if anything, did you observe with reference to satellite connection, cell phone connection, things of that nature as far as the strength of the signal?
So on my way to work, I actually drive Fairview quite often, and being there in person with my phone, I'll go from 4 or 5 bars of service. When I'm there, it's 1 or 2. So that tells me that strength of signal there is not great.
Now, turning back to this location data from Mr. O'Keefe's phone, you mentioned that you testified that at 12:25:36 a.m., it has a certain accuracy and it was traveling a certain speed, correct?
Yes.
Now, what if any speed is recorded in this location data between that 12:25 a.m. and 6:15?
So he's over a half mile away from 34 Fairview at this point. They go down Maplecroft, take a right onto Cedar Crest, all the way down Cedar Crest. They do not turn onto Fairview.
Moment just to the health data from the Cellbrite.
4:40 in the morning, and then at 4:42, right around 4 in the morning. Two of them, the first two weren't answered.
Purpose of going to 34 Fairview Road on that date of May of 2020.
We wanted to take measurements of where Officer O'Keefe's
There we
body
go.
was found, and then basically a diagonal straight line to the door, how the distance that would be.
And what, if any, tools did you bring with you, and what, if anything, did you use
Here we go.
In the course of this analysis on this day?
So I loaded in the GPS points into a program that the CERT team uses called StarTopo. It's a GPS mapping program that you can view through an app. So that way I was able to see exactly where I was via the app. We also used one of the big long tape measures that's in like the big thing that would get us, from where we believe his body was to the front door.
And from that, as far as the determination of where Mr. O'Keefe's
Tape measure. He used a tape measure, like a big tape measure. Okay.
Body was located, what, if anything, did you use to determine that?
As I said before, the photos and video from Sergeant Good of KNPD and the KNPD cruiser cam video.
So the cruiser cam video that's from Officer Sarah's cruiser, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
One that shows where Mr. O'Keefe's body is when Officer Sarah arrives on scene, correct?
That is correct.
Now, with regard to those particular GPS points, what time frame did you start as far as your mapping was concerned?
We took the last, we mapped the entire route. So at the waterfall bar and then on from their drive on Dedham Street down to 34 Fairview.
And as far as these locations, how were they measured as far as what kind of measurements were you using in order to plot those points?
We loaded into Google Maps and just able to show it with the KMZ file to show exactly where he went.
And so what I'm asking is, as far as the GPS locations that you're recording, how were those measured as far as longitude, latitude?
Where'd they come from?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, latitude and longitude.
Where'd they come from? That's the question. Where'd they come from? What app?
And you started with Mr. O'Keefe at the Waterfall Bar in Canton. What time was that, if you know?
12 a.m. was the last point.
And then that time frame when Mr. O'Keefe's native locations are putting him in the area of 34 Fairview Roads, when was that first time frame?
The time he arrives?
Yes.
About 12:24. I forget the seconds, but 12:24 a.m.
Now, eventually, when you had all of these points as far as the direction of travel, location data, all of those things, what, if anything, were you then able to do with those GPS locations?
Okay, so check this out. We all seen the health data. The health data has O'Keefe starting to make steps at 12:21. Okay. And so he's saying 12:24.
I cross-referenced them with his health data and also mapped it out to see exactly where he would be.
Wait, what do you mean you mapped it out? Like, what are you talking about? Mapped it out? Like, do you understand that they're going to be able to have the transcripts, okay? And they're going to be able to say, do you recall saying this in trial 2? Do you recall, what were you talking about? Like, mapped it out. Do you mean like you stepped it out? Like, what are you talking about? Because this is how this works, ladies and gentlemen. You have that little area that you're, okay, here's the point. This is the longitude and latitude point. And then you're basically saying we walked 52 steps, northeast, south, like this. Like, that's how you would map it out. Like, he said he went there with a tape measure, right? I've been there. I can promise you that 52 steps, you are well in that motherfucking house with 52 steps from where the car was, where the Lexus was parked. It don't take you 52 steps to get inside that house. But I want to know, like, I want him to be more specific
Now,
with
with
what it's
respect,
talking about.
to the data that you were able to recover, if you could describe to the jury sort of the path.
With respect to the data that you were able to recover. See, like Lally is protecting himself in a way by how he's asking these questions that you were able to recover, because they know if somebody does a little probably look see. This is the same guy that couldn't find 32,000 text messages between Sandra Birchmore and what's his name, fucker that just got arrested, Matthew Farwell. He's the same guy that just I couldn't find those text messages. Whoops. You know, how do you miss 32,000 text messages? Okay. Well, I can tell you how you miss them. When you are the one that's taking 20 online COVID classes from 2019 to 2020, and your classes are Intro to Computer Networks, Intro to Cell Phone Investigations, you did not get a degree, you did not publish anything, and you have 10 years with Norwood as a patrol officer. Then you go to MSP in 2015, and you have a total of 9 years there, which 4 were spent still patrolling around. And then you take your first forensic course in 2019, and they were all online webinars. And I swear he just said that the strength of satellite and all this stuff is not good in that area, right? But so wouldn't that mean that what we're looking at isn't accurate? That's why I want to know what that accuracy number is, and why wouldn't anybody ask what that means?
I will starting with the waterfall as far as where Mr. O'Keefe's phone was, where it traveled in it, and where you noted it at various time points along that sequence.
Okay. So as I said, 12:12, it's at the waterfall bar. Then there's a 7-minute break in location data.
Okay, so.
No, that's the last one.
May I approach this retriever?
Yes.
The base point you have before you direct the jury's attention to what, if anything, of significance you observe in this first page of this next exhibit.
Yes. Again, this is from the Waze app. They're tracked from 234 Fairview down Cedar Crest, again, returning back here. So that's just the bottom half. I just wanted to get a closer view of where the GPS plots were.
Training and education and your qualifications in the area of
Exact way.
And the purpose of one of your February 4th, 2022 reports was to explain how you came into possession of John O'Keefe's cell phone and to note the extraction that you did on the phone. Do you recall that report?
Yes, I do.
And before writing that particular report, you spoke with Trooper Michael Proctor, did you not?
I received the phone from him, but
I'm sorry?
I received the phone from him originally, yes.
And when you received the phone, the two of you did not remain mute, right? The two of you chatted?
I don't remember the exact conversation.
But there was a conversation, correct?
I'm sure there
On here in terms of this issue of the location data, did you not?
I used multiple programs, but yes, I used Axiom as well.
And regarding the location data that you examined with regard to John O'Keefe's phone, you noticed, or you noted, I should say, that after a period of no speed having been registered for a period of time, John O'Keefe's cell phone started registering movement at 6:04 or 6:15 a.m.?
6:15 a.m.
6:15 a.m. And that's actually 6:15 and 36 seconds.
And moved at 6:04.
I don't have it in front of me, but I believe that's correct.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
And at that point, his phone registered.
Why aren't they talking that John O'Keefe's phone starts moving at 6:04? I mean, in his report, his report must say 6:15, and not what they didn't find the 6:04 movement, because that's 100% in the extraction.
A speed of 0.0484 meters per second.
Just want to confirm.
Sure.
Is that the second report or the first report?
What's up, Amy?
There it is. Yep. 0.0484.
0.0484 meters per second.
Yes.
And that's at 6:15 and 36 seconds.
Yes, it is.
All right. So now, as you were examining that data, sir, you certainly knew from this investigation by that point that when the phone was moving, according to that data, at 6:15 and 36 seconds on January 29th of 2022, John O'Keefe had already been found mortally wounded and incapacitated, correct?
From the voicemail message, that's how I was able to. I don't know the exact time frames that he was found and transported, but I know 6:08 from Ms. Reed's voicemail that the 911 call is made, and they're on scene.
I think we're talking over each other here, because what I'm asking is, you knew that by 6:15 and 30 seconds in the morning on January 29th, John O'Keefe had already been incapacitated and mortally wounded? That was my question.
Oh, yes, that's sorry. I misunderstood.
So you knew from your investigation that meant it could not have been John O'Keefe moving with his phone at 6:15 and 36 seconds, correct?
That is correct.
It had to be somebody else, correct?
Yes.
Would you agree with me that once investigators took possession of John O'Keefe's phone, any movement of his phone after that would not help in your homicide investigation, would it?
I don't understand.
So in other words, John O'Keefe's been incapacitated.
Yes.
Somebody from law enforcement seizes his phone. Would it help your investigation or the investigation of the Norfolk Detectives Unit to track and record location data on that phone after 6:15 a.m.?
Well, it's there. I did look at it. It goes to Canton PD and then later comes to the office.
I asked. I didn't ask if it's there. I know it's there. I'm asking you, does that help you in your investigation of a potential of a homicide to track the phone and have that location data recorded on the phone after John O'Keefe could not?
Okay, so what time does it go to Canton PD? Like, why didn't no one ever talk about that? That's interesting to me. Because we all know this, right? We all know that not a single person testified, right? You guys understand that there is not a single person that testified except for Carrie Roberts that says that she picked up his phone and that she handed it to one of the first responders or one of like the first police officers on scene. She couldn't remember who she handed it to, right? But we do understand that not a single law enforcement person testified to taking a cell phone from Carrie Roberts. You guys know this, correct? So are they waiting for trial 2 to like really pow that? Because I think that's kind of important. Like, when is that going to come out? That's why I was blown away that we're not getting a cross-examination of Carrie Roberts. Okay. Is it because there was hope that Carrie Roberts might do the right thing with the feds? You know, and so we're not going to go after her right now because there's a chance that she will come clean with the feds. I mean, think about it. Like, they left the phone part and I don't know why. Are the feds openly investigating this? Absolutely. 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 They did the Sandra Birchmore case first because they were onto that case first. Now we should see some I mean if I'm this guy, this Nick guy, he's going down 100%. It's just a matter if he's going to go down and cough up information or if he's going to go down and not cough up information.
Have been the one moving with it.
No, not necessarily.
In fact, if the phone is manipulated in some way after investigators take possession of it, that could potentially harm an investigation, couldn't it?
Objection.
Sustain.
Well, to preserve the integrity of the data on the phone as it existed before the police took custody of the phone, there is a way to stop the phone from recording location data, again, after the police take custody of the phone, isn't there?
Yes, if you can, place it into airplane mode.
Yes, yeah. You mentioned on direct examination that it could be accomplished by putting the phone into airplane mode, correct?
That is correct, sir.
But when that phone was seized, no investigator put the plane into airplane mode that early morning because you know that location data was found on that phone, correct?
I don't know when it was placed in airplane mode,
but you know it wasn't by 6:15 a.m.
That is correct.
Right. And there's also another way to prevent any signal from entering or exiting the phone. You'd agree with that?
Yes, there is.
During your direct examination, you mentioned the concept of a Faraday bag.
That is correct, sir.
A Faraday bag has special fabric that blocks electromagnetic signals entirely, does it not?
Yes, sir.
So putting the phone into a Faraday bag would be another way to stop the phone from recording location data while the phone's in police custody, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you'd agree with me that during that early morning hours, as of 6:15 a.m. and thereafter, no investigator in this case put that phone into a Faraday bag on January 29th, correct?
Not to my knowledge.
In fact, after John O'Keefe's cell phone started registering movement at 6:15 and 36 seconds.
Holy shit. Okay, so is Ken Berkowitz, was his office on the second level of that place, of the Canton PD? What time did Higgins? Higgins could have taken that phone, actually. I think Ken was on the second floor of that of the Canton PD. Is there any way possible that Carrie Roberts, does she even, how well did she know Higgins? Does she know him, like, to know him to be like, okay, that's who that guy is?
Seconds in the morning on January 29th. It continued to record location data the rest of the morning until 11:56 and 1 second a.m. on January 29th, correct?
I don't know the exact end time, but
Wait,
I know it does
hold on.
have GPS data points throughout the day.
Okay.
Elimination, you mentioned the concept of a Faraday bag.
That is correct, sir.
A Faraday bag has special fabric that blocks electromagnetic signals entirely, does it not?
Yes, sir.
So putting the phone into a Faraday bag would be another way to stop the phone from recording location data while the phone's in police custody, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you'd agree with me that during that early morning hours, as of 6:15 a.m. and thereafter, no investigator in this case put that phone into a Faraday bag on January 29th, correct?
Not to my knowledge.
In fact, after John O'Keefe's cell phone started registering movement at 6:15 and 36 seconds in the morning on January 29th, it continued to record location data the rest of the morning until 11:56 and 1 second a.m. on January 29th, correct?
I don't know the exact end time, but I know it does have GPS data points throughout the day.
So you would agree with me that for several hours after the police had the phone, it was not put in a Faraday bag and it was not put into airplane mode, correct?
That is correct.
All right. Now, with regard to the voicemails that you've previously testified to and that the jury has heard and they've been introduced into evidence, you had testified on direct examination that Karen Reed's phone connected to the Wi-Fi at 1 Meadows Ave at approximately 12:36 in the morning.
Yes, sir.
So you can testify based on that by 12:36 in the morning, Karen Reed was not at 34 Fairview, correct?
That's correct.
And that was the first of those voicemails that you testified to, correct? That was the I hate you voicemail?
Yes, that's 12:37, correct.
Okay. And that voicemail and every other voicemail that the jury heard was left after Karen had left 34 Fairview, correct?
Yes, sir.
And except for the one at, after 6 in the morning, the 4-minute one when she went back, we heard that one. But all the other ones were apparently left when she was at 1 Meadows, correct?
I can't speak to where she was, but
But she wasn't at 34 Fairview.
yes, that's correct. She wasn't at 34.
And you would agree with me, based on those voicemails and what you know about them and what we've just discussed, that no one at 34 Fairview, including Jennifer McCabe, could have witnessed Karen Reed outside that residence at 12:45 a.m., correct?
No, I don't believe so.
So you would agree with me, no one could have, including Jennifer McCabe, could have seen her at 12:45 at 34 Fairview?
As I said, she auto connects to the Wi-Fi at 12:36, so no, she wouldn't have been there.
All right. Now,
I mean, what the fuck were these jurors listening to?
We've talked about the findings of.
I mean, what were they listening to? What's up? Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. I'm just, this is just wild to me. This continues to be wild. This guy's lying his ass off.
But the fact that you reviewed the findings of Rick Green by reading the affidavit that he submitted, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you learned in that affidavit that Rick Green was able to track not only when John O'Keefe arrived at 34 Fairview, but also the route that he and Ms. Reed took to get there on January 29th, correct?
I don't recall his report fully, but
you learned that he was able to accomplish that by examining the data from the app Waze that you spoke of, correct?
yes, I did find that myself.
All right. And Waze is spelled W-A-Z-E, correct?
Yes.
All right. And you've previously testified it's a commonly used app for driving directions and navigation?
Yes, sir.
And regarding your analysis of the phone, you learned that there was Apple Health data from John O'Keefe's phone on January 29th of 2022, correct?
That is correct.
And Apple Health data can reveal a number of steps that a person has taken during a given time period, as well as whether that person is going up or downstairs, correct?
Yes.
And on John O'Keefe's phone, you learned that there was Apple Health data that tracked his steps from the time he's seen on surveillance video leaving the Waterfall Bar and Grill and moving forward after that, correct?
I don't know anything about the Waterfall Bar video. I just have the timestamp from the phone showing it at around 12:12 at the Waterfall.
All right, and it actually was between 12:11 and 9 seconds, and then the ending period of that first time period was 12:21 and 5 seconds.
And then yes, from the health. Thank you. Yes, yeah.
Okay, from the Apple Health. And the data showed that he took a total of 170 steps between that time period, correct?
That's what the phone registered, yes.
All right, and regarding those 170 steps, isn't it true that this data from Apple Health signifies that 170 steps took place at some point during that 10-minute approximate time period?
No.
So
what?
is it your understanding that those 170 steps all took place at 12:11?
No. Again, like I said, the phone is a high-tech pedometer. It doesn't mean that steps were taken. It means the phone was manipulated in a way that it believed it was moving and taking steps.
Oh, I see your objection. Okay, so
Sorry.
Yeah, let's assume there were steps for the purpose of this discussion.
Yeah.
Okay, and they could have been steps, correct?
They could have been, yes.
Okay,
But
all right, so let's assume that for now.
Okay.
No way to prove that.
Assuming there were 170 steps taken, that could have meant that John O'Keefe took 170 steps beginning at 12:11 within that time period, correct?
It's saying that, again, the time frame that it gave me is 12:11 to 12:21.
Right. Yeah. So when I was, he could have started walking at 12:11, correct?
Yes.
All right. But he also could have taken that 170 steps closer in time to 12:21, correct?
Yeah.
Well, at that point, he's in the car.
I'm not asking
Duh.
about where he was.
Could not have been, no.
I'm just asking about with what the data shows.
And
Listen, this happened in the Sheldon Jeter Jr. case. This is exactly what could happen. You could get in your car. Okay. If I was to get up right now from where I'm sitting in my seat, I get up and I start walking and I have my phone with me. Okay. And I start walking out the door, get into my vehicle, turn on and go to the corner store. Then I get out of my car at the corner store and I go into the corner store and I buy Gatorades. Okay. Then I walk back to my car. I get in my car and then I drive 2 or 3 minutes, get out of my car here, then walk into the house. And then I sit back down after I put them in the fridge and come back down right to here and start working. And that all would take me, let's say, 8 minutes. That 100% would mean that the moment that I started to take steps with my phone, okay, and started walking, that's going to be a timestamp. When I came back and sat down, and then my phone isn't moving for an extended period of time, it registers that, so it cuts it off. And I can assure you, okay, that during that 8 minutes, I don't have my phone saying that I took 1,000 steps, okay? I have my phone saying that I took 67 steps because while I was driving in my vehicle, it's not counting steps, okay? And it tells you, if you read into Apple, when your phone is moving over a certain mile per hour, it doesn't register that you're walking anymore. That's why all of our phones, if we have it in the do not disturb mode, once you're going over a certain mile per hour, your phone kicks into that I'm driving bullshit. And you get that auto response. So when I would look at my data, it shows 67 steps. It's because I took 67 steps. In the Sheldon Jeter Jr. case, it was the same thing. And I had to point that out. I'm like, wait a second, hold on a second. I said, we have this surveillance camera. I said, if Sheldon's driving in a vehicle at this point in time, we need to make sure that camera is accurate, because I tried to get up the hill and do everything and get to this house, and I was flooring it. You can't get to that house from that camera in that short of time. Like, you cannot physically do it. You can't. First of all, if you're going to go 80, you die. That's not how those roads are. And so I said that clock has to be off, number one, no doubt about it. But then it had the same type of thing where a 10-minute period had gone by, and there's all of these steps, right? And so I went and asked one of the experts to say, well, let's say that Sheldon was sitting down on the couch for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, or standing in the same spot for, or he sat in the car, waited, then he went to the neighbors, came back over. That's not going to, are you going to see it in blocks? How would you see that? And this is exactly what he was saying in terms of, it's not going to register. Yes, if you started, boom, that's great. But yes, you could stop at a point, you could sit down, and you could get back up and start walking. That's all going to be in that block. But you have to be, your phone has to be idle for a certain period of time in order for it to kick into another mode. Like, meaning another, like starting like a new tracking of that period of time of your steps. And so it would behoove the defense here to get somebody to explain this, because what he is saying is absolutely, yes, Apple should sue MSP for defamation 100%. 100%. Like, without a doubt. And how I was able to prove it in the Sheldon case is when you leave to go into your car, you had to take steps in order to do that, unless somebody is, I don't know, unless you don't take your phone to take your steps, and then I would like to know if somebody threw my phone across the yard and I caught it, what would happen in that, but when you get up to go do something, it's going to start your clock ticker for the time it's tracking. And that's how, when I realized that, okay, he stood up, he got in his vehicle. So I was able to track his movement. It was like 18 steps. Then he took another 40 some steps, like 4 minutes later. And I was like, wait a second, where did he get out of the car at? Because he started taking steps again. And it broke it up, but then it extended for another like 12 minutes. And it was like he was already seen on the camera. So I could tell that he was driving. So those steps had to be after that point. And so what he's saying here is absolutely not true. Just because your car's driving, it's not counting steps. I just can't even believe this. It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing that he's saying that your phone's being manipulated in a way to think that you're taking steps. No. We wouldn't be buying Apple and paying all this money.
I would say no.
If it shows 170 steps between 12:11 and 12:21, then strictly based on the data, you don't know where those 170 steps took place within that 10 minutes, correct?
Correct.
To a degree, yes.
And it's possible.
What do you mean to a degree? You could take the steps in the first 2 minutes of the 10 minutes. You could take some of the steps at the 5-minute point. You could take some of the steps at the 8 to 10 minute point. That's 100% how that works. What is his understanding of it? Because that's how it works.
Well, it could have been toward the beginning, toward the end, or maybe fairly evenly spaced, right? You just know that there were 170 steps that were taken in that 10-minute time frame, correct?
Again, that's assuming that they are steps.
Right. And again, I'm asking you from
What would they be if they're not? What would they be if they're not? This is a very important question. He's basically saying that we're not even talking about the flights of stairs here. He's talking about the steps. He's saying that you can manipulate it, like you're going like this. You're taking steps. You guys, if that's true, Dylan and Bethany's steps are going to be out of control if they were just like on the phone texting, texting, like going like this. You think that this is registering steps right now?
the data itself.
Again, the phone says it's steps, doesn't mean they are.
All right, well, the Apple Health data.
What are they? That's what I was saying. Well, what if they're not steps? What are they? Skips? Is he skipping? Like, what are they? What do you think they are? I just want to hear his answer.
It also showed a total of 80 steps between 1221 and 1224.
Correct.
As part of your investigation of this case, were you aware that there was a 1223 text message from Ryan Nagel to Julie Nagel in which Ryan texted his sister Julie he had arrived at 34 Fairview?
Objection.
How do you object? How is that an object? How do you know that happened? How is he asked, do you know?
And you can ask it differently.
How does he want to ask it differently? If you know, you can answer it. I don't need you to speculate, but if you know.
If you would agree with me that 1223 is between 1221 and 1224, correct?
That is correct.
And that is the 1221 to 1224 time frame where the Apple Health data showed that the user of John O'Keefe's phone took 80 steps, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, John O'Keefe's Apple Health data also showed that he climbed up or down 3 flights of stairs between 1221 and 1224, correct?
Yes.
And that's the same period in which the data reflects 80 steps, correct?
It's off by about 12 seconds. 12:22, 22. Sorry, 12:24 and 22 seconds was the ending for the stamps, but 12:24 and 37 seconds.
Oh, but approximately.
Yeah, approximately, yes.
All right. And
yeah, because the steps were taken first, because you have to take the steps to get into the house to then be able to go up or down the set of stairs. So that actually makes perfect sense that it would be off by 8 to 10 seconds.
Regarding going up and down those 3 floors, Apple does not provide data precise enough to determine when within that range the 3 floors were transversed, correct?
No. There was a second point at 12:22 and 14 seconds that said specifically on stairs.
Okay. And you would agree with me that, and again, assuming that they were stairs as Apple Health data reflects, those stairs could have been ascended or descended toward the beginning, toward the end, or throughout that 3-minute time period, correct?
In this case, no, because there's a set point that's in the Cellbrite report that shows it's 12:22 and 14 seconds.
All right. Finally, his Apple Health data also showed a total of 36 steps between 12:31:56 and 12:32:16, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
All right. So I would like to direct your attention to your May 9th, 2023 report, which was the second report that you wrote that we've already referenced.
Yes, sir.
Specifically paragraph 15.
Okay.
You wrote that O'Keefe's health data in Cellbrite shows him ascending, descending 3 flights of stairs at 12:22 and 14 seconds. Did I read that accurately?
Yes, sir.
And the native locations in Cellbrite and the cached locations in Axiom both show O'Keefe's phone location by the intersection of Oakdale Road and Pinecone Road, which is in front of 36 Oakdale, and which is approximately a little over a half mile from 34 Fairview. Did I read that essentially correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you stand by the statement that he ascended and descended 3 flights of stairs precisely at 12:22 and 14 seconds?
I'm going by what Cellbrite has given me from that time point, and that's what I used.
Isn't it true that what the Apple Health data actually state is that John O'Keefe's phone went up and down 3 flights of stairs sometime within the time period that began at 12:22:14 and ended at 12:24:37?
I can't speak to it. I don't know. This is what, again, I'm looking at the report. This is what the information that is parsed out of the phone is giving me.
Right. I'm just asking about the data itself. It gives you that time period and it tells you 3 flights of stairs, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
All right. So assuming that those 3 flights of stairs were ascended or descended closer in time to 12:22:14, which was within that time period, that would still give him time to arrive at 34 Fairview within a couple minutes later, would it not?
I'm sorry, at the time?
Yeah, so we have a time period that you've agreed with, which is 12:24:14, ending at 12:24:37, right? A little over a couple of minutes, like 2 minutes and 23 seconds?
Yeah, about that.
All right. So the 3 flights of stairs, again, just according to the data, could have been ascended or descended at the start of that time period, correct?
No. I'm confused what you're trying to say. So you're saying that he's at the house already at
I'm not asking
12:22?
about the house. I'm asking about the data.
No, I know, but I'm asking about when you're saying he arrives in that data range.
No, I'm
confused.
I'm strictly asking you just to look at the data.
How are the fuck you confused? There's a time range, you stupid fuck. There is a goddamn time range. Everybody knows this. There is a fucking time range. And so these steps could have accumulated at the beginning, the middle, the end, or all at the beginning and maybe a sprinkle at the end.
Yeah.
And you agree with me, whenever there's a time period and alcohol health turns either steps or stairs, you can't pinpoint just from the data when they occurred within that time period, correct?
Objection. Your Honor, maybe helpful if counsel could refer to which data he's talking about and not just keep saying
I'm
on hearing the tape.
I thought that was
Do you
clear.
know which data Ms. Giannetti's referring to specifically?
I'm slightly confused. I know you said that time frame that I wrote in my report for that 12:21 to 12:24. And then, as I stated before, Cellbrite shows a specific time point of 12:22 and 14 seconds when the
What do you mean Cellbrite shows that?
stairs are ascended, descended. That's why I'm confused.
But, we're going to get to that, but
Okay.
I'm not asking you about that. I'm asking you about the fact that
We're asking you about the health data on Apple.
the time period, and you can't place where within that time period, just based on that data itself.
Yeah, that's what's recorded and shown to me. So again, that's what it's shown. I can't say otherwise.
Your conclusion was that John O'Keefe could not have been at 34 Fairview Road at 12:22 and 14 seconds because Waze put him on Oakdale Road about a half mile away, correct?
12. Yes, correct.
All right. And that caused you to disregard the Apple Health data or to attribute it not to steps or to stairs because he was a half mile away between that 12:22 and 12:24 time period, correct?
Yes, I attribute it to movement.
All right. So I want you to assume for a moment, Trooper, that John O'Keefe's phone location actually showed him on Oakdale Road 3 minutes earlier at 12:19 a.m. Okay? You have that in mind?
You okay?
All right. With that assumption, would you agree with me that the Apple Health data about him taking 80 steps and climbing up or down 3 floors at 34 Fairview Road would make more sense?
Objection.
Sustained.
Maybe approach Ron?
Sure. Mr. Lally, did you get a chance to look at that?
Okay, Trooper, I'm going to place this before you and ask you to review it, directing your attention specifically to what is marked process 3434.
Okay. Okay.
Do you see the process 3434 highlighted in blue on what I placed before you?
Yes, sir.
And with regard to the right side of that exhibit, you also see process 3434 with more information on the right side.
Yes.
And do you see the 3 different clocks that are listed on that printout?
I do.
What are those 3 different clocks?
Sorry, it's a bit blurry. Monotonic date time, baseband date time, and then display date time.
And looking at that, anybody, would you recognize that as being information that was available from John O'Keefe's phone from the extraction?
Yes.
I would offer that as an exhibit, Your Honor.
Any objection, Mr. Lally?
No, Your Honor.
What are we going to call that, Ms. Giannetti?
Who gives a fuck,
How are we going
Bev?
to refer to that?
It could be called, a printout regarding 3434.
Okay.
Or printout from John O'Keefe's phone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now you have exhibit 640 in front of you, sir. Looking at 640, is it clear to you that those 3 clocks were not in sync regarding that one process number?
Yes.
In fact, the monotonic clock regarding this particular Waze artifact from John O'Keefe's phone says 2:22 a.m., while the baseband and display clocks have timestamps 3 minutes earlier, correct?
Yes.
So if there's a 3-minute difference between the clocks, well, strike that. Do you know, with regard to that 2:22 a.m. location data on Waze, do you know which clock Waze is using for that? Or the iPhone is using
Thank
for
you,
Waze?
Jesse.
I don't. Didn't look through Axiom. I was using Cellbrite for that.
Okay. But certainly that would have been available to you had you looked at it, correct?
Well, but the artifact you show me is from the power log. It has nothing to do with the GPS, so it's not correct.
You could have looked at that exhibit, right?
Yes,
The information in that exhibit to see the 3 different clocks, sir?
Yes, but I can explain why this is incorrect.
All right, maybe Mr. Lally will ask you.
Sounds
all
good.
But you would agree with me, if there's a 3-minute difference between the clocks, and you don't know which clock was used to put John O'Keefe's phone on Oakdale Road at 2:22 a.m., that could explain. Let me just. It's not 2:22.
I know what you meant.
Mr. Jackson, thank you. I'm sure everybody else did. With regard to the 3-minute discrepancy between the clocks, and you said you don't know which clock Waze was using to put John O'Keefe's phone on Oakdale Road at 12:22 a.m. That could explain the discrepancy between the Apple Health data and the Waze data, could it not?
No.
But as you sit here today, you don't know whether Waze was relying on the baseband display or monotonic clock, correct?
Again, that's not, can't be used for that.
Now, you're aware that Jennifer McCabe signed a consent form on February 2nd of 2022 for her cell phone to be imaged?
Yes.
And a full forensic extraction was performed on that phone?
Dude, this guy had, so check out how crazy this is. This is what you're supposed to be doing. Like, this is his job, right? So he was given the extraction on February 4th of 2022. But he said, I didn't look at it. Maybe Proctor did. I didn't do anything with any extractions until April of 2023. With John O'Keefe's phone, the extraction, the data, that's what this man is for. Okay. He said, I didn't do anything with it until April of 2023. And now technically that's when your report was written, right? But it was after Rick Green put his affidavit in. The victim in this the victim in this case, this man did not look at the extraction until April of 2023. He had it February 4th, the extraction of 2020. What? If you guys don't think that they thought that Karen Reed was going to be taking a plea deal, y'all are nuts. Because that's exactly what they were doing.
Phone sometime shortly after February 2nd of 2022?
I don't remember the exact date. I didn't download her phone.
But in any case, you generated a Celebrite full file system extraction report on May 31st of 2022, correct?
Yes.
And you were aware that that Celebrite report was the one that was turned over to the defense in this case, correct?
That is correct.
But you'd agree with me that that extraction report didn't contain anything close to the full file system, despite the name on it, correct?
It did.
Well, that report was filtered to return only Jen McCabe's communications with Karen Reed, Kerry Roberts, John O'Keefe, and Kaylee Fergus, correct?
That is not correct.
Did Michael Proctor instruct you to pull only those communications?
Objection.
You didn't seek to obtain any of Jennifer McCabe's communications with her sister, Nicole Albert, did you?
I didn't go through, like I said, didn't go through Jen McCabe's info.
And you didn't seek to obtain any of her communications with her daughter, Allie Albert, did you? I'm sorry, Allie McCabe.
Objection. May we approach?
Sure.
You guys, what in the fuck? The police are supposed to go after the truth. This is
your unit.
This ain't that.
The existence of 3 Google searches by Jennifer McCabe, correct?
Objection.
All right, so ask that differently.
Prior to April 24th of 2023, you had not reported in any formal manner with anything that was shared with the defense about the existence of 3 Google searches by Jennifer McCabe, correct?
I never looked at Jennifer McCabe's phone.
And so was there anybody else from your unit or anybody else that you worked on that provided that material to us?
Not that I know of.
Page 2, I mean, someone.
What was your duties in this case? What were you brought in for? I need you, Nettie, to go like and lay down some foundational questions.
So don't approach the witness with that? Okay, show it to Mr. Lally first.
So I'm going to place this before you without destroying the computer.
Yep.
Sorry. You take a moment to familiarize yourself with that. Do you understand, or can you tell the jury what that is?
Yep. This is a, should you put it in a PDF? This isn't one I gave to you. This is a PDF version of the UFED reader report that I gave. So I gave a portable Celebrite version to you. This is a copy of it, and I will not testify that anything in this is correct, because this could have been filtered.
But your name is on there, is it not?
Yes, it is.
What's the date?
May 31st, 2022.
Thank you. Okay. You'd agree with me with regard to that April 24th of 2023 report. On page 2, you state, quote, in my initial Celebrite UFED reader report, and then you put version 7.53.0.29, that was created on May 4th of 2022, the search history for Jennifer McCabe's phone had 2 Google searches in Safari, correct?
Yes.
And you list out how long TI die in CIKD at 6:23:51 and Hoslong to dying cold at 6:24:37, correct?
That is correct.
And by the way, with regard to the timing of those two particular searches, you are aware, are you not, that Jennifer McCabe placed a call to Brian Albert at 6:23 and 0 seconds?
I don't have it in front of me. I don't.
I truly think that, you know, okay, guys. They knew that these cops weren't doing their jobs, right? But you don't know, like, who's, you could be like instructed to do things or whatever, but I don't understand.
Can I approach you on?
Yes.
I will say this.
Thanks.
All right, sir, I placed before you a document.
The reason that this trial took so long with these exhibits, everybody went in there lying their asses off, okay? And when you have everybody going in there lying their asses off or saying they don't recall or they can't remember, you then have to go grab the shit that you need, and then here we got to introduce this into evidence because, you know, they're gonna lie, like they're lying or they're acting like they don't know something. And that takes, think about all the times they had to do this. So therefore, okay, we have to label this as an exhibit now. Because that guy wanted to act like he didn't do something. So we're going to see what this document is, but.
Could you familiarize yourself with that and then tell the jury if you recognize what it depicts?
Have a call log that says 20888 with no name at 6:23. That's incomplete because there should be 3 other records accounting for this call.
Okay, but that record itself reflects a call from Jennifer McCabe's phone at 6:23 and 0 seconds?
I don't know. There's no number on here, so I can't tell. It just says it's a call log with 1 call that's not answered at 6:23 in the morning with doesn't say who it's from or who it's going to.
Okay.
It also is incomplete because there should be 2 other records with this. This is from the call history store data wall marked as deleted.
It's marked as deleted. Does it give a duration?
It just says duration 0 seconds.
Okay, and does it reflect that it was unanswered?
It does.
Okay. Can we have that mark for identification, please?
Okay. Thank you.
Did you investigate whether a call was placed from Jennifer McCabe to Brian Albert at 6:23 in the morning and 0 seconds?
I didn't look at any specific calls that morning. I created a summary report. That's about it.
Did you ask either Ian Whiffen or Jessica Hyde to look into that issue?
Objection.
Sustained.
See how he looked? He looked right out loud right after that question was asked.
You would agree with me that that call and the record of that deletion of that call is nowhere in your April 24th report, correct?
I believe it's in my May 9th report.
All right, but I asked you about your April 24th report, sir?
I didn't address anything regarding phone calls in my April 24th report.
All right, now going back to when you began your examination around May 4th of 2022, you were looking for information on, did you look on Jennifer McCabe's phone back in May 4th of 2022?
Did I physically open the phone or did it
Did you review the data at all?
I'm confused, on the cell phone itself or from the report?
Either way.
No, her phone was returned to her and then we had the extraction. I did not utilize the extraction at all.
You never included the 2 searches that we discussed, the how long TI die in CIKD and Hoslong to die in cold in the full file system extraction that was turned over to the defense. Did you?
They were included.
Well, page 6 of your April 24th, 2023 report goes on to state that when you switch to a new version of Celebrate, and
Sorry,
drop out.
Yeah, it was the phone call, the power log.
Page 6 of your April 24th, 2023 report says that when you switch to a new version of Celebrate Physical Analyzer, which was version 7.61.0.12, you found an artifact from the browser state DB wall file for a Google search of Hoslong to die in cold at 2:27 and 40 seconds, correct?
Yes.
Can I approach?
Yes.
Trooper, I'm placing before you what has been marked as Exhibit 99. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
And what is that?
It's the searches that were done at 623 regarding the misspelled how long to die in the cold.
Okay, and it's actually Hosslong to die in cold,
Yes.
right? HOS?
Yep, that was,
And that was marked by Celebrite as deleted, was it not?
yes,
All right. And your April 24th, 2023 report goes on to mention 2 deleted calls to Jen McCabe's sister, Nicole, who was saved as Coco in her phone, correct?
I'd have to see it, but I believe so.
May I approach?
Yes.
Thank you.
Showing you what's been marked Y for identification. If you familiarize yourself with that and look up at me when you're done.
Okay.
Does that show the 2 deleted calls to Jen McCabe's sister, Nicole, who was saved as Coco in her phone?
I don't know who it's coming from, but it does say it's going to Coco, and then, again, coming from wall files, correct.
All right. And your report doesn't mention it, but what was the duration of those 2 calls according to that log?
On this sheet here, it says 9 seconds for the first one and then 7 seconds for the other.
All right. And those calls, both of them, which actually had durations, were marked answered by Celebrate, correct?
Yes.
May I offer that, Your Honor?
Can you both?
Objection?
I believe it's already in, but
I'm sorry?
I believe it's already.
Y for identification.
No, I believe Ms. McCabe's phone calls and all of that is already marked as an exhibit months ago.
Your Honor, I don't think there's any harm in marking this, and I want to display it.
All right, I'll let you display it if it's already in evidence. I just don't want duplicates.
I understand.
So what I'll do is I'll let you display it, and then Mr. Lally, at some point you find where this is, and we will mark this like A to whatever
Okay, that makes a lot
whatever
of
the number is.
Thank and the time of the first call was 6:07:42, is that right?
That's correct.
And you testified that that's the one that had the duration of 9 seconds?
Yes.
Listed as answered
Correct.
and deleted, correct?
Yes and no, and I can explain if you'd like.
Listed as deleted, is it not?
There's a reason why.
Is it listed as deleted?
It is, but there's a reason why.
With regard to the second call, that appears to be to the same number, or at least the same last 4 digits?
Yes.
And in the sheet in front of you, that's also to Coco, correct?
Yes,
And that has a timestamp of 6:08 and 17 seconds, correct?
that is correct.
That also has a duration, and that's of 7 seconds?
Yes.
Also listed as answered?
Yes.
And also marked deleted, correct?
Yes, and there's a reason.
And are you aware that Ms. McCabe made other calls that morning, which were in fact marked unanswered by Celebrate?
Again, I'd have to see what you're referring to.
So as you testified to here today, you have no memory as to whether or not she made a number of other calls that were marked deleted, sir?
This is why this fucking shit takes so long. They lie. 100% Gator Man. This is bullshit.
Something that's on a,
Like looking back at this, we wonder like why this shit took so long, because these motherfuckers are lying. And when you're lying on the stand, you have to go get the shit, show it to the opposing counsel, and then take it up to these fucking idiots, and then, oh, okay, yeah, I remember this now. Like, and that's all part of being coached on how to do that. Like, as a witness, say, I don't know, I'd have to see it, or, but,
Thank you. Got it.
Okay. I've placed before you what appears to be a PDF document on a computer screen. If you familiarize yourself with it and look up at me when you're done.
Okay.
What does that appear to be, sir?
An incomplete PDF of the call logs from whoever's call log this is.
Okay. And do you see in that PDF that there were a number of calls that were marked unanswered by Celebrate?
Again, I can't testify to any of this because I can't confirm that where this data came from. There's no source file. This is it's incomplete. So I do see what you're talking about in that column, but I don't know what any of this data is from or who made this.
Is your name on it?
At the very top, it would show my name no matter what because I created the UFED and the extraction. I did not create this PDF.
So the answer to my question is your name is on that document, correct?
It is, but I didn't create it.
Right. And with regard to the calls that were marked unanswered, would you agree with me that Celebrate had them with durations of 0 seconds?
Objection.
Can you agree with that? Can you answer that question? If you can, please answer it.
With the data given here, I can't because, like I said, I don't know where they got this from, Your Honor.
So who created that document?
You don't know where that came from?
I don't know.
So are you testifying that nobody in law enforcement created that document, or nobody, no forensic expert for the Commonwealth created that document?
I created the extraction and made a UFED reader report, which is basically a portable Celebrate version that I use at the office. I gave that to defense. I don't know who created this PDF version of data with specific things. I did not.
Was it Michael Proctor?
No. As I said, I was the only one that created any Celebrate related reports in this case.
Well,
thank you. Thank you. So you're basically going to accuse the defense of just using a PDF application and creating fillers, basically manipulating documents in a trial.
I'd like to ask you some questions about my client's cell phone, sir.
Okay.
On Tuesday, when Mr. Lally was questioning you, he had you point out and read some text messages that were on her phone between John O'Keefe and her, correct?
Those messages were taken from John O'Keefe's phone.
Okay. Would you agree with me when he was pointing out those text messages to you, he skipped about 40 pages of messages at one point?
I don't know. I believe the text messages went back all the way to 2020 or something ridiculous in his phone.
He started reading them and he skipped ahead about 40 pages, did he not?
I have no idea.
Michael Proctor seized my client's phone on January 29th of 2022, did he not?
He did.
And you would agree with me that certainly as of 6 days later, your February 4th report, you had not yet been able to access the content of the phone, correct?
That's not true.
At some point, you were able to access the content of the phone, correct?
Yes, on January 31st.
Of 2022?
Yes.
All right. You later became aware that Michael Proctor was searching through my client's phone in August of 2022, correct?
The actual device itself? Or the extraction report?
Either one, sir.
I have, I'm sorry, Ms. Reed's phone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we didn't.
John O'Keefe's phone?
Yes, that's what I was
I apologize. I'm not trying to confuse you. With regard to my client's phone, which is where we started, you're aware that Michael Proctor was searching through her phone in August of 2022?
Of the extraction report created, correct.
Were you made aware that on January 1st of 2023, the defense requested a full forensic image of Karen Reed's phone, which was in your possession?
I don't know the date, but a request was made for the phone extraction, yes.
And have you seen a forensic image or celebrate a report of the forensic image from Karen Reed's phone?
The redacted version that I received back from the AG's office, yes.
Okay. And would you please tell the jurors how many phone calls were deleted from Karen Reed's phone from January 29th of 2022?
None.
And if you please tell the jurors, other than to John O'Keefe, to whom did Ms. Reed place phone calls between 12 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. on January 29th?
Her parents twice. There 2 or 3 times there's calls to her parents, and that's it.
And how many Google searches did she do from 12 a.m. until 5 a.m.?
I don't believe there were any.
Okay. And how many Google searches were deleted by Ms. Reed at any point on January 29th of 2022?
I can't speak to that because we got a redacted version of the report, so I don't know what was taken out by the AG's office. I don't know what files they went in to remove, so I only have what I was given.
Leaving that aside, sir, with regard to all of the data that was provided to you, how many Google searches did you see or find that Karen Reed did on January 29th of 2022?
Wait.
A few.
During
What was the AG's doing?
the 29th of 2022.
I can't speak to that because we got a redacted version of the report, so I don't know what was taken out by the AG's office. I don't know what files they went in to remove, so I only have what I was given.
Leaving that aside.
What the fuck? This doesn't make any sense. Does anybody know why the AGs would have been? That's Josh. What the? Wait. So, wait. When did he get this?
AG's office, yes.
Okay. And would you please tell the jurors how many phone calls were deleted from Karen Reed's phone?
Actual device itself? Or the extraction report?
Either one, sir.
I have, I'm sorry, Ms. Reed's phone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we didn't.
John O'Keefe's phone?
Yes, that's what I was
I
sorry.
apologize. I'm not trying to confuse you. With regard to my client's phone, which is where we started,
Yeah.
you're aware that Michael Proctor was searching through her phone in August of 2022.
Of the extraction report created, correct.
Were you made aware that on January 1st of 2023, the defense requested a full forensic image of Karen Reed's phone, which was in your possession?
I don't know the date, but a request was made for the phone extraction, yes.
And have you seen a forensic image or celebrate a report of the forensic image from Karen Reed's phone?
The redacted version that I received back from the AG's office, yes.
Okay. And would you please tell the jurors how many phone calls were deleted from?
I thought he did her phone on January 31st, 2022. Was that like the taint team? Was there the taint? Did the taint team do it? That'd be the taint team. So because there would have been like calls and stuff that had to do with like attorney and possibly text messages.
From Karen Reed's phone from January 29th of 2022?
None.
And if you please tell the jurors, other than to John O'Keefe, to whom did Ms. Reed place phone calls between 12 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. on January 29th?
Her parents twice. There 2 or 3 times there's calls to her parents, and that's it.
And how many Google searches did she do from 12 a.m. until 5 a.m.?
I don't believe there were any.
And how many Google searches were deleted by Ms. Reed at any point on January 29th of 2022?
I can't speak to that because we got a redacted version of the report, so I don't know what was taken out by the AG's office. I don't know what files they went in to remove, so I only have what I was given.
But leaving that aside, sir, with regard to all of the data that was provided to you, how many Google searches did you see or find that Karen Reed deleted from January 29th of 2022?
A few.
During what time period?
The afternoon. But again, there was artifacts that I found that weren't date and timestamps, and there were some that were with corresponding timestamps, but I can't say for sure when that was done.
Okay. But you saw no deleted calls, correct?
No, not that I know of.
All right. I made a moment.
Yes.
Sorry.
No further questions. Thank you.
Report creation, extraction.
What does he want him to clean up? He's got to rehabilitate this man.
Mr. Green, you asked about qualifications as far as certifications that you received in prior trainings, correct?
Yes.
What are some of the areas that you received certifications in?
Cell phone report creation, extraction, cell phone repair, the Burl motor vehicle forensics, advanced database, the class called CASA, but it's a Cellbrite-made class that goes deeper into the database searching, SQLite programming to write code to do your own searches, things of that nature.
Now, at any point in time, did Trooper Proctor tell you that he retrieved Mr. O'Keefe's cell phone directly from 34 Fairview Road?
No, he didn't.
Is it your understanding, or subsequently did you learn that Kerry Roberts actually recovered the phone from under Mr. O'Keefe's body, from the grass under his body at 34 Fairview Road when he was placed onto a scoop stretcher?
I don't know who recovered the phone that morning, but I know.
I'll allow it.
What?
I don't know.
Your answer is you don't know who recovered it?
No, I just know that it was found underneath his body and then taken to Canton PD.
That's all hearsay.
Now, with regard to that, as far as the location data post 6:15 a.m., what, if anything, did you observe in reference to that?
There was some intermittent native locations that showed at the Canton PD. It's there for a handful of different points, and then it shows it back at our office when I put it into the digital evidence lab, powered on to plug in.
Wait, that's what I want.
You received the phone from Trooper Proctor. Was that either in
To plug in.
Mr. O'Keefe's cell phone directly from 34 Fairview Road?
No, he didn't.
Is it your understanding, or subsequently did you learn that Kerry Roberts actually recovered the phone from under Mr. O'Keefe's body, from the grass under his body at 34 Fairview Road when he was placed onto a scoop stretcher?
I don't know who recovered the phone that morning, but I know.
I'll allow it.
I don't know.
Your answer is you don't know who recovered it?
No, I just know that it was found underneath his body and then taken to Canton PD.
Objection, strike that. The fuck?
Now, with regard to that, as far as the location data post 6:15 a.m., what, if anything, did you observe in reference to that?
There was some intermittent native locations that showed at the Canton PD. It's there for a handful of different points, and then it shows it back at our office when I put it into the digital evidence lab, powered on to.
Intermittent? What the fuck is he talking about?
Now, with regard to that, as far as the location data post 6:15 a.m., what, if anything, did you observe in reference to that?
There was some intermittent.
Intermittent. What is the true definition of intermittent? What does Occurring at irregular intervals, not continuous or steady, intermittent. What's the true? Why did he pick that word to say? That's why I wanted to know what the true definition was. Intermittent. Occurring at irregular intervals, not continuous or steady. So I just think he picked that word for a reason. And not steady. So somebody was walking around with, and then does he say, he says some other, let's see what else. He says something else right here.
Native locations that showed at the
Native locations. Is that what it says? Native locations, right? Let's see.
Now, with regard to that, as far as the location data post 6:15 a.m., what, if anything, did you observe in reference to that?
there was some intermittent native locations that showed at the Canton PD. It's there for a handful of different points, and then it shows it back at our office when I put it into the digital evidence lab powered up.
And we're supposed to just believe that it only stayed at the Canton PD, right? But why would it be walking around at the Canton PD office? Think about that. Like that phone, if it was taken to Canton, like it would just be like sitting in the same spot, not moving, right? Because I have his data moving up until 11:52, and I know what's walking around, and it's going up and down stairs. I think Higgins had it.
Not, it's a plug-in.
You received the phone from Trooper Proctor. Was that either in airplane mode or Faraday back?
I don't remember offhand.
But there were no locations or GPS locations that you observed from the phone from that approximately 11 something a.m. until you retrieved it or received it, excuse me, at 7:30 p.m. on the 29th?
There's, like I said, there's only the handful that showed it at Canton PD, and then when it's back at the office that night. And then if it wasn't in airplane mode, it would have been something I would have done. So I don't remember if Proctor did it before he gave it to me or if I did it after.
Now, the other troopers in your unit, in the detective unit with the Norfolk DA's office, are they as well versed on cell phone extractions and cell phone data as you are?
No.
And so again, how many people within your specific unit actually perform data extractions or forensic analysis of cell phone?
Myself, Trooper Connor Keefe, and everyone has been trained in how to use Cellbrite and to
Why didn't they call Connor to the stand?
do these extractions. They all just sort of dump them on my desk and say, do this phone for me. So.
Now, as far as what you provide to the investigation,
they just dump it on my fucking desk. They do my phone for me. Yeah. Rig it up, baby.
One of the investigating troopers, such as Trooper Proctor, can you explain to the jury sort of that process of how you, what if any differences there are between what you're looking at as far as the device when you're extracting the information and what you provide to the trooper?
So when I plug into Graykey or Cellbrite or whatever tool I'm using to extract the data, it creates that zip file, and then I open it up in Cellbrite or Axiom. The guys are only trained in Cellbrite, so that's what I open the extractions initially in for them. If there's something that we find that they don't understand and that I want to look more into, I'll load into Axiom as well. But that's normally how it would go.
Now, is there any way from the version or the extraction that you provide to the trooper, is there any way for that or any trooper to change or manipulate that data from what is initially contained on the phone?
Well, if you, in essence, you could, but you'd have to go in. So once I create like that UFED reader, which is the portable case, you would have to go into the folders and then delete stuff, which would change all of the data. And then when I would load it up later, it probably wouldn't work right. But that's why we save the encrypted extraction onto the server. So if anything ever messes up, we can go back and reload it, and I can create whatever reports I need with it.
And so from your review of the data in the phones in this case, what, if anything, did you observe in regard to any manipulation of data or deletion of data or removal of data from what you observed? From the
Encrypted files that we have, none. And then we didn't have passcodes for the phones for John O'Keefe's until the 31st, and then again for Miss Reed's until, like I said, August, once the program was able to open it.
And that's when he started going looking at the nudes.
Now, you were asking questions about Mr. Green's affidavit. Following your review of Mr. Green's affidavit, what, if any, steps did you take in relation to what was indicated in there?
So as I said, I didn't really go through the phones much when we first got them. I don't know everything about the cases. The investigators do. So I got his report and I went through it and basically just went step by step. So he says, this happened. I went to confirm it. If it didn't, then I need to find out why he was either incorrect or slightly off and either just completely wrong or just misinterpreted the data. And that was it.
Okay, so
and
perfect.
In addition to yourself going through some of the data, who, if anyone, did you?
So now think about that. Now think about Sandra Birchmore's case right here. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. If somebody said something, then I was supposed to go there and confirm it, right? So how the fuck did you miss little pencil dick here? How did you miss the fact that I have reviewed the data on Birchmore's phone? A log report indicates that the phone was locked from 9:13 p.m. on February 1st, 2021 until the device powered off because of battery loss on February 3rd. On February 1st, 2021, while still locked, Birchmore's phone recorded a screenshot of a black screen at 9:18 p.m. In other words, after sending a final text message to Farwell to tell him the door was unlocked, Birchmore's phone locked and was not unlocked until after the device was recovered by police. She never used her phone again after that man walked into that apartment. Health data, and this is the dude that did it, but he didn't find this. Health data on Birchmore's phone indicated that the last movement recorded by the phone on February 1st, 2021 occurred at 9:40. You fucking piece of shit. That was 3 minutes before Farwell was captured on surveillance video leaving Birchmore's apartment. He literally staged that fucking crime scene. Was walking around the last recorded movement, like data, like your iPhone data, like your health data, which he says that if you're just going like this, it counts steps. No, it doesn't. Specifically, this data indicated that the mechanism that Apple uses to record movement registered 8 steps at approximately 9:40 p.m. Because wherever it was resting, homie went, got it, got the phone, took 8 steps, placed it right by her body when he staged it in that fucking in that closet. These recorded steps occurred while Farwell was still in Birchmore's apartment. The phone recorded no additional steps between 9:40 p.m. and the time it was recovered by the first responders on February 4th. As noted above, first responders ultimately found the phone next to Birchmore's body. Based on my review of the frequency of Birchmore's phone use over weeks, months, and years leading up to her death, her failure to access her phone is inconsistent with her usual habits when alive and awake. Take that and shove it up your fucking dick hole. I reviewed Birchmore's phone use from the hours leading up to her death on February 1st, 2021. The following are some of the items Birchmore's phone data. You didn't see the Google searches? Little pencil pusher? You didn't see that she was Google searching at 7:57 p.m. Birchmore texted a friend to obtain baby clothes from her. You didn't see that at 8:25 p.m. Birchmore performed a Google search for Cubby Kids furniture. How about at 1:25 to 1:31 on a phone call with a photographer regarding the newborn photo shoot? How about that? How about that she was found in the same clothes that she was on camera with on February 1st at 5:33 p.m.? How about that? How about the broken necklace with a chunk of hair in it? Disgusting. How about the 32,000 text messages that you just happened to not see that were in Sandra Birchmore's phone? How come this lovely agent says, based on my training and experience, I am aware that Apple iPhones can be used to track and retain health retained data of the user, including but not limited to steps taken. I have also interviewed multiple witnesses who have reported on Birchmore's frequent and almost incessant phone use. In fact, one witness referred to Birchmore's phone as her third hand. You covered up this murder. You are sick, Nick. Sick Nick. That's your new nickname. Sick Nick. Come on down. You guys, I believe that he used a duffel bag and put it over her head to suffocate her and used the strap around. And then after that, he then used the strap because it like created like that impression. And then he then unbuckled like the duffel bag strap and used it to like to stage it. How do you miss all these text messages, Nick? You didn't think it was a little weird when you were reading these text messages to think, oh my God, why is a 27-year-old guy talking about taking a 15-year-old's virginity? No, nothing to see here, huh? I want to know who person 5 is in the Sandra Birchmore case. I want to know who answered the phone call and took a note that said, this is the person that just called, and they said that you were having sex with Sandra Birchmore, and here you go. Here's this information. First of all, if that person told that they were having sex when she was a minor, that's an automatic reporter that you just told that to, and this person did an automatic report. And so I think they should be charged. I think that they should lose their job. You could start there. During this investigation, I have interviewed person 5, which is the police officer, an employee of the Stoughton Police Department, who received the call from person 2 on January 20th, 2021. Person 5 indicated that he or she took down person 2's name, which was the friend of Birchmore, and gave that information to Farwell. Person 5 indicated that, oh my God, Farwell immediately got angry and pissed off and ordered person 5 not to speak about this to anyone and to never talk about it again. And so what does person 5 do? Yeah, that sounds a great idea. Fuck you. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But this is Nick's work. Sick Nick here missed 32,000 text messages. He's next. Right here. Mark my words. I don't have it that her nose was broken. She just had abrasions in the inside of it. Sick. Absolutely. These people are just this is absolutely disgusting. He's disgusting. But him talking about this shit, now it makes kind of perfect sense why he's acting like this is what health data does. And what's he going to say? Well, this is how I was trained. I didn't know. How does somebody in the Massachusetts State Police be like the person that's in charge of phones? And this dude doesn't even have a degree in that. Like, for all we know, he took 20. How did he take 20 online courses between 2019 and 2020? That's a lot of online classes. 20 classes from 2019 to 2020. That's when he got all of his certificates. You know what that kind of would remind me of is somebody either taking the class for you or you're just getting passed Like here, pass, pass. Because look at this. I mean, what's this? Let's see if it'll come up. Oh. I want to hear about this.
Questions, and then suddenly the agency.
Today is the day that the registry was planning to revoke the licenses of hundreds of truck and bus drivers all across the Commonwealth with just a week's notice.
Until we started asking questions, and then suddenly the agency hit the brakes, giving drivers several more months. The registry says state law requires the licenses to be taken away.
But our Ben Simino is back tonight with an expert who says that's not true, Ben.
Yeah, Maria and Ed, in many cases, these commercial license suspensions are based on decades-old infractions, which these drivers rightly thought were in their rearview mirror. In the case of Mike McDonald, which I showed you last night right here, the RMV told him they were going to yank his commercial driver's license, or CDL, based on an OUI he had in 1987. But that was flagged when he first applied for a CDL in 2017, and the State Board of Appeal cleared him. Others don't understand why the registry is doing this now after they've built their lives around driving trucks or buses and didn't raise these old infractions when they first applied for a commercial license. Well, the registry told us its hands are tied by Massachusetts state law, which is one of the toughest in the nation. It includes a lifetime look back at a long list of driving infractions, even if a driver didn't have a commercial license at the time. But there is a provision in that state law which allows the registrar to cap any disqualification period at 10 years instead of a lifetime. But attorney Brian Simino, no relation by the way, who specializes in the RMV, says for some reason they just won't do that.
If the registrar
this office and our federal law enforcement partners is to keep communities safe from an array of potential threats. That overarching goal, protecting public safety and rooting out public corruption, is what lies at the heart of a 74-count indictment that was unsealed this morning in federal court. A grand jury has charged that 4 current and former Massachusetts state troopers and 2 civilians, they have been indicted for their role in an alleged scheme to falsify the results of commercial driver's licenses, or CDLs. These are the types of licenses that people need out there who are driving trucks and large vehicles need to secure in order to operate those vehicles safely. The indictment alleges these defendants gave passing scores to people who did not pass the test to obtain a CDL.
Interesting.
In return for passing unqualified applicants.
So maybe Nick was getting passed in his little phone classes online?
One of the defendants, Sergeant Gary Cedarquist, is alleged to have received personal benefits of a variety of nature. A new driveway valued at over $10,000, a $2,000 snowblower, and other such items. The grand jury indictment against these 6
snowblower. Maybe it's the same person that was
includes charges of
snowblowing.
Extortion.
Maybe that person was snowblowing Sean O'Keefe's driveway to clear up those little footprints. What'd you think about that? If I can come over and take one loop with the snowblower, give me a break.
Honest services mail fraud, conspiracy, false statements, and falsification of records. In short, as alleged in this indictment, the CDLs were for sale and troopers were bribed with free goods to pass applicants no matter how they performed on the test. 4 of these defendants were arrested this morning, including 2 members of the Massachusetts State Police, Sergeant Gary Cedarquist and Trooper Joel Rogers. 2 civilians were also arrested this morning, Scott Camara and Eric Matheson. 2 retired Massachusetts State Troopers were arrested in Florida yesterday, Calvin Butner and Perry Menendez.
74-person indictment, you guys, 7 months ago. 7 months ago, because the troopers of the Massachusetts State Police Department were like, hey, let's just pass motherfuckers who don't pass the CDL, and we'll just, like, people can bribe us to get these CDL license. We'll just get some, we'll get some goods out of it. You can have a snowblower. I'll get my driveway all Samantha. I mean, what the fuck? Who even thinks like this is like, dude, this is Massachusetts State Police.
So let me just provide a little bit more background,
please,
about these criminal charges.
Yes.
The issuance of CDLs is governed by federal law and regulations. These laws require that in order to secure a CDL, an operator must pass certain tests, three tests specifically: a vehicle inspection, a basic skills test, and a road test. You need to pass these tests in order to operate large vehicles on highways and in our neighborhoods, things like tractor trailers, oil tankers, and school buses. These standards and regulations exist for one very simple reason: to protect and prevent death and injuries from the operation of commercial motor vehicles.
Unbelievable.
It's to make sure that everyone operating these types of rigs at high rates of speed on highways or in neighborhoods has the required skill to operate them safely. And under federal law, these CDL tests are administered at the state level. And here in Massachusetts, that responsibility is vested with the state police in a particular unit known as a commercial driver's licensing unit. The indictment alleges that starting in August 2018, 3 of the Massachusetts State Police officers working in that unit used their positions to falsify results on the basic skills test for certain CDL applicants. The indictment alleged that a 4th trooper, Trooper Joel Rogers, joined that conspiracy in 2022. The civilians who are charged either provided free goods or conspired with the troopers to pass applicants who didn't actually pass the test.
Why can't they pass the test?
These defendants all conspired to pass applicants who either failed the test, did not take the test, or took an abbreviated test.
Didn't take the test.
As set forth in the indictment, the defendants allegedly displayed no regard for the public safety consequences of allowing people who didn't pass the test to have a CDL and operate.
I want to know how they got caught. How'd they get caught? Like, I mean, can I see a affidavit for this?
Commercial trucks.
What a bunch of fucking idiots.
As
How
you
do
will
you get
see
caught?
in the indictment,
How'd you guys get
there are
caught?
various text messages included. They jokingly talk about golden treatments and golden handshakes, referring to giving guaranteed passes to certain CDL applicants, regardless of how they did on the test. In one text, defendant Butner, a Massachusetts state trooper, allegedly talks about an applicant who was performing required maneuvers, and he described him as, quote, a mess, end quote. And he said that the applicant owes defendant Cedarquist, quote, prime rib for passing the test.
Prime
In
rib?
another message about a CDL applicant,
They did this shit for
that he
prime
passed,
rib?
Sergeant Cedarquist allegedly texted defendant Matheson, commenting, quote, this kid is an idiot, and, quote, no idea what he is doing, end quote. And I want to reassure the public that our office has been working with the Massachusetts Registry of Motor Vehicles.
You cocksuckers, we're over here having to worry about you guys doing stupid shit, right? Like, I'm gonna get indicted over prime rib. I mean, I was thinking maybe some prostitutes, but prime rib. I mean, I love my prime rib, but prime rib. Did he just say prime rib?
And providing information where we come across people who are known to have obtained a CDL improperly. And that coordination has happened throughout this investigation. Now, I just want to say one last thing before I turn over to our law enforcement partners.
Please.
The reality is that today's a sober reminder that none of us are above the law. It's always disheartening to discuss allegations that a fellow member of law enforcement has violated his or her oath.
He had to do it again.
Yet preserving the integrity of our legal system, including holding law enforcement accountable, is paramount. I know that members of law enforcement share this view. We partner closely with Massachusetts State Police regularly, and I've seen their great work and their tireless dedication in a number of cases.
I haven't.
This case is about the specific individuals charged in this indictment and referenced in this indictment. It is not about the more than 2,000 men and women who serve in the Massachusetts State Police. It's our responsibility at the U.S. Attorney's Office to investigate allegations of public corruption.
Yeah, public corruption.
And we need to do that through an unbiased lens with no fear or favor.
Yep.
As evident by today, we will not shy away from this obligation. It's a commitment to that ideal, incredibly hard work by the agents at HSI, Department of Transportation, by the great work of members of my team that resulted in these charges. I'd like to turn it over to HSI Special Agent in Charge Mike Kroll for a few comments.
Thanks to Special Agent in Charge Sharf for your leadership and your partnership. I'd also like to recognize Colonel Mon of the Massachusetts State Police for his ongoing cooperation in this sensitive matter. We in public service and law enforcement are held to a higher standard, as we should be. Those who accept the public trust have an obligation to act according to the oath they swear.
What
Nowhere
happened here?
in that oath does it allow for the use of your position or your authority to subvert the law for personal profit or gain. Let me be clear. It is those named in this indictment that have lost their moral compass, and they will be held accountable. Their actions, however, should not tarnish the reputation of an entire institution.
It maybe should. You guys, I'm still unclear. I'm working. Someone's like, hey, Lana, this guy's here to take a CDL test. Oh, fuck it. Tell him ask him how much he wants to pay me. I'll pass him. Come again? Like, all right, I'll go take, I'll take this, ask to go get his, take his test. And then just somewhere along the line, this guy can't drive. He sucks. And I'm just like, hey, man, I'll pass you. It's going to cost you, though. It's over some CDLs.
Especially for the overwhelming majority of public servants in the Massachusetts State Police and Fire Service who serve the citizens of our Commonwealth day in and day out with pride, honor, integrity. I want to thank again our partners and commend the Special Agents of Homeland Security Investigations for their work on this sensitive and important matter. And I want to turn it over to Mr. Sharf.
Unreal.
Thank you, U.S. Attorney Levy, for inviting me to be here today. On behalf of the U.S. Department of Transportation, Office of Inspector General, I would like to thank your entire office, in addition to our partners at Homeland Security Investigation, for their diligent work and collaboration on this case. I would also like to extend a sincere thank you to the special agents of DOT OIG's Northeastern Region, whose thorough efforts were integral in getting this investigation to this moment. The legal actions taken by the U.S. Attorney's Office, including today's arrest and indictments, are a testament to DOT OIG's efforts in protecting the integrity of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration CDL programs who maintain safety on the nation's roadways. DOT OIG remains committed to working with our federal law enforcement and prosecutorial partners in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and across the country to ensure that commercial drivers are properly examined and licensed.
Okay, I want to know how y'all got caught.
Requirements and regulations. Thank you.
All right. Okay, here's question time.
Yeah, on the first question, we've identified over 24 people who did not pass the test or did not take the test who received a commercial driver's license. Those names have been referred to the Registry of Motor Vehicles. On the second piece, yes, it's alleged it's quid pro quo. We're not alleging cash, but we are alleging various items. Some of these are in the picture here.
Let's see the
driveway,
picture.
the snow blower, mailbox, landscape, and that type of thing.
Landscaping mailbox. Motherfucker, I need a new mailbox. Stop it. I need my, you're going to cut my grass. Nope, I need it all redone. I want new sod. So mailboxes, landscaping, driveways, prime rib. It's just right here in the pictures.
So we don't have any information on that, but we also haven't been following people with drones out on the road. So I really, that's beyond the scope of what we investigated.
We haven't been following people with drones.
Yeah, I can't comment on the origins of an investigation like this.
Okay.
We get information from a variety of sources.
We've seen that
So somebody ratted him out. We can't say how we were able to catch all these people, but if the feds bust alleged CDL bribery conspiracy involving Massachusetts State Police, and they were just doing it for what?
Yeah, it was rather
So fucking dumb, man.
everything that they put on the line.
Like,
Seems like a comment, not a question. I really can't speak to the motivation of the individuals involved.
I can't speak of why these people are idiots, but who would ever do this for? It doesn't make any sense. Are you sure there's not like some human trafficking involved in this? Like, nobody does this for prime rib. Do they?
5 or 6 years that they've just been passing people rubber stamping commercial licenses, and she doesn't drive it, though. She shouldn't be driving trucks. Is that what you were saying?
We're saying this started in the summer 2018, and our investigation obviously didn't start when we alleged the conspiracy started. We've been investigating this for a much shorter period of time, but it has been going on as alleged in the indictment for over 5 years.
5-year conspiracy.
5
years.
Drivers who are idiots who shouldn't be getting licenses. And there's truckers out on the roads. You think it's just two dozen? There's not more.
My 2 dozen, the 2 dozen number I gave you refers to what we've uncovered in this investigation.
It's only 24 people?
Of people who have a CDL that didn't pass the test. It's not part of what we do in a criminal investigation to audit all the CDL drivers. That's why we've been working with the Registry of Motor Vehicles to address the public safety issue of people who have CDLs may have got them improperly. Flint.
How do you? Yeah.
I mean, I'll let Chris speak to the DOT perspective. The reason why we've been working with RMV is they're the ones who issue the licenses, and they're the ones in the best position to take the next steps. Flint, you've had your hand up a few times.
Wait, so let me get this straight. But the people, so did I get in trouble because you gave it to me? Like, am I getting in trouble because you gave me? Because what if I just said, I didn't give him shit. He just gave it to me. He felt bad. I was crying. He felt so bad. He just gave me the license. I didn't do anything for him. What if I said that? Cops would be like, no, that's the motherfucker that had the prime rib. What? Prime rib? I don't even know how to cook prime rib. Yeah, I just start crying.
So obviously I haven't had
wild. This is wild.
There were 2 people who are unidentified, friend conspirator and trooper conspirator. Why are these people not identified? Because they haven't been arrested? Are they going to be charged? Or are they special in something?
I would say that this investigation is ongoing, and we're going to follow additional leads that we're working on.
Ongoing investigation.
And I can't get into the reasons why certain people have been moved out
No
of the
wonder
defendant
Sandra Birchmore
category
facing forever.
and described the way they are. We do that for a variety of reasons.
People are sick.
Did this come to light in any way because the blunders of Southgate case or any of that harm fallout that came after that?
You're from the accident in New Hampshire that happened? Yes. Incidents like that certainly would heighten interest when allegations of this nature come in. But we have not. We're not alleging any connection between that incident and what we're charging here.
Oh wow.
No, there's 2 other troopers who are alleging the indictment to receive other personal benefits from the water company. But
the water
the
company.
items that are I can't see all the photos, but if those are the snow blower, the landscaping, that's Cedar Coast.
Now people aren't paying their water bill. Like, I'm gonna give you this CDL, but I get free water. What's the water company have to do with this? I'm dead. Wow. They're like, yeah, man, I haven't paid my water bill in 5 years. They just keep sending on these idiots, and I'm just, yeah, here's your license. I haven't paid a water bill in 5 years. Man, we love taking long showers. I think I'm just going to fill up a pool, too. I'm going to have them come back out here. I need them to dig me a pool. CDL. I mean, how hard is it to get a CDL?
I think we carefully through all of it because we just got it. But in scanning, it looks like some were given to MSP employees and maybe a firefighter. Some of it's not just about getting like personal items like a driver or something. Was it helping out fellow MSP people or helping out fellow firefighters?
Yeah, you're correct that the indictment refers to MSP troopers who received CDLs, and I believe there's one firefighter that's alleged in the indictment. And where we have the information on personal gain or receiving benefits. We've alleged it, but we're not alleging that every CDL that was issued was connected to a specific payment.
Maybe they were just helping out fellow first responders.
I can't fill in the blanks here. Where we had the information, we charged it. Yeah.
Where we had the information, so people just told on themselves.
Well, the charge here under 1951, the word extortion has a lot of different legal meanings. The conduct here, receiving a stream of benefits, satisfies those elements.
Extortion.
Says that they mostly tested out of Stoughton. Are you looking at other testing locations about whether anything's very significant?
I don't want to get into what else we're looking at.
Man, go to Massachusetts, get your CDL there. Could I still drive? I'd be able to drive forever, right?
The focus of what these charges is out of the Stoughton facility.
Just following up on his earlier comment, is there anything to say the frame of mind of a police officer who apparently is willing to throw it all away from you in a box and drive by?
You know, I really can't, because I don't know these individuals. I haven't been in this business for 30 years. I've been surprised what motivates people to do certain things, but I cannot speak in this case to what
exactly. Exactly, guys. They keep asking the questions of like, what motivated them to do this for food? Are you guys not paying your staff? What motivated you to do this for a mailbox? Some landscaping. I mean,
we talked about this conspiracy.
there has to be more involved in this.
Targets, the people who fell in these CDLs, how they were approached, how they were recognized, and someone they approached, or how did that work? How did the initial approach? How was that made?
Yeah, how was it? I want to know. Come on.
Given like an offer.
I think it took several permutations. When you do have a chance to read the indictment, I recognize it's
I want to read it.
It describes some of the conduits between the troopers who were charged and individuals who wanted to receive CDLs. Mr. Kamara, for example, is involved in sort of playing that bridge as alleged in the indictment.
Was it systematic approach here for a number of years?
It was a scheme that went over a couple of years with various sort of ways it played out, but I'm not sure system or not system. It was they were engaged in this conduct and opportunities as they came up as alleged in the indictment, they took advantage of them.
You talked about
You guys think about that. Think about that. I go to get my CDL and I fail. Okay. Fuck, I failed. Fuck, I failed. And this guy's just like, oh, don't worry about it. Hey, we'll pass you, but what do you got? You got some prime rib. I mean, they don't know that's like selling drugs. Don't you know your people? Because if you don't, that's asking for a lot of problems. But you're just like going up to strangers that would fail and be like, oh, it's all right, man. We totally got you. It's just gonna cost you something. Like, huh? Like, there's just no way you're approaching. Like, are you just approaching people that fail? I mean, some of these people didn't even take the test, right? So that means they would have had to know about the scheme, to say, and that's where it would come like, oh man, they're like, hey, go just talk to so-and-so. So you're just going to call him and be like, hey, I want to talk to Trooper, da-da-da. Hey, I know you passed my boy and he failed. So you're going to do the same thing for me. Otherwise, I'm going to turn you in. All right, man, you don't even have to take the test. I'm just going to pass you. Like, what? This just seems really like, I don't know. This seems way more into like, let's pass people, give them CDLs because they're going to be pushing weight for us type of thing. But, oh no, we just did this for mailboxes and fucking prime rib. Are we sure those weren't key? Like, those weren't words, like fake words for something? Because this just doesn't seem like it's over some meat and mailboxes.
It's concerning. It's why we bring these cases to put a spotlight on conduct like this. And other entities with other tools will hopefully take stock of what these charges are and take appropriate action to get to the bottom of it. We have charged what we've amassed to this point of violations of federal law, and we're going to see this case through. These are allegations at this point, and I leave it to others who are involved in the system to take the next steps.
Is this case precedent in this district in recent decades?
There are some other cases in other jurisdictions about commercial driver's licenses, somewhat different fact patterns, but I'm not aware that the office has brought a case of this nature in the past.
One more question.
What's your message to people that are on the roads that see trucks coming at them or behind them?
What? What is your message to people on the road that see trucks coming at them? I'm gonna pee my pants. Are you What the fuck kind of question is that? What's your advice to people on the road that see trucks coming at them? No, you didn't.
Right now, in the wake of the scheme,
No.
get out of the way.
He's like, are you fucking kidding me? What's my advice? My advice is to pull over immediately.
Yeah, you're going to get me in trouble for being outside my swim lane here. Look, there's a lot of problems on the roads these days, and with road rage and other things like that. This is unfortunately going to add to people's level of concern. And,
what the fuck?
It's concerning to me just as someone who's driving on the roads that this happened, right? And it's probably concerning everyone in this room. And you hope that something like this cleans up a system where there's been such serious allegations of misconduct.
No, man.
But I don't have an answer to what people should be thinking about when they're driving. In relation.
No shit. Oh my god. How did he ask that question such a straight face? You guys have to hear this question again. What do you tell people when the truck is coming out?
It's concerning.
Okay.
To people that are on the road.
Oh, here we go.
Somewhat different fact patterns, but I'm not aware that the office has brought a case of this nature in the past.
Here we go, guys.
What's your message to people that are on the roads that see trucks coming at them or behind them? Should people be worried that truck drivers out there right now in the wake of this scheme aren't qualified to be behind the wheel of a truck? Get out of the way.
Yeah, you're going to get me in trouble for being outside my swim.
Deadly weapon. Oh my god. What are you gonna, if these people got trucks coming at them, what are you gonna tell? Man, you're gonna get me in trouble here. I'm out of my swim lane. You guys. Hell no. Okay. What do you he wants to look at him. He's like, what are you asking me, man? This is insanity. Like a truck coming at them, what should they do? Just pull over. Just let them go. Just report every truck you see. I'm dead, man. Holy shit, this guy is for real. He's for real.
What's your message to people that are on the roads that see trucks coming at them or behind them? Should people be worried that truck drivers out there right now in the wake of this scheme aren't qualified to be behind the wheel of a truck? Get out of the way.
Look at him. He's like, he wants to start laughing right here.
Yeah, you're going to get me in trouble for being outside my swim lane here. Look, there's a lot of problems on the roads these days, and with road rage and other things like that. This is unfortunately going to add to people's level of concern. And, it's concerning to me just as someone who's driving on the roads that this happened, right? And it's probably concerning everyone in this room. And you hope that something like this cleans up a system where there's been such serious allegations of misconduct. But I don't have
serious allegations. I don't really think it's that serious unless y'all think that they're doing something like we're giving people CDLs because they're, like I said, human trafficking. or gun trafficking or drugs. People are just giving people CDLs because they feel bad for them, but they failed, it sounds like. These idiots, yeah. I think that person should not be a reporter ever again, but I mean, I kind of enjoyed the question because I laughed. Maybe they need to stick around. You guys, no wonder why Karen Reed, they're not focusing on Karen Reed. They're so worried about all these damn trucks that are getting called in. Man, I just saw a truck. Oh, hell. Wow. Wow. I'm just
have an answer to what people should be thinking about when they're driving in relation to something like this, but I fully understand why everyone would have concern about allegations of this nature.
Yeah, they had to cut that. That was, wow. Yeah, downhill fast. All right, Massachusetts, you guys are just straight on fire, man. I don't even know what to say about Massachusetts. Let's see the world's dumbest criminals. Maybe that, I could just finish my high noon and laugh about these idiots. Oh, God. Let's see.
Ideas, bungled brainstorms, and badass beatdowns. Featuring nuggets of wisdom from our celebrities. Huge. Battered and bloodied, this boost.
What?
This is a joke? This is no joke? Put the money in the bag! Don't be laughing at me! Don't be laughing at me!
I've never seen a ninja with crutches.
What happened, Ninja? You can't even do a karate chop! Put the money in the bag! Put your hands up! Put your hands up!
I don't know how desperate you were for money, but if you're gonna rob a place, you might want to wait till your foot heals.
Come on now! Put the money in the bag! I gotta go, Dave! My knee's killing me!
Did anybody ever think to just grab the crutch? It's kind of his Achilles heel. It's 11 p.m. in Prairie Village, Kansas. A suspicious van pulls up to the front door of a Phillips gas station.
That's when
One more time! Back it up! Bring it in! Bring it in! 3 times the count, baby!
Bam! The van got jammed. Hoping to make off with the ATM, these dimwits instead managed to get their axle in a twist. Now they can't take anything.
I can't get out! Yo, wait it! Yo, where you going? Move the van! I can't get out! Yo, man, where you going? Wait up, man!
Now they leave him without the ATM and without the van. I try not to leave my car at the scene of a crime. My car, my cell phone, my business card, my driver's license. These are things I take with me after I commit a felony. When the police arrive, it doesn't take long to connect the van with the perps, making their fee for using this ATM 5 to 10 in the county jail.
5 to 10? Dumb as fuck. All the money had already come out.
Messing around with me. Okay, hold on a second. Knock it off.
When you're being arrested, you want to sexually harass the cop as much as possible.
Come over here. Stand right here so I can see what I'm doing.
Oh, please.
Okay.
Do we?
She's made her intentions pretty clear. There's no double entendre. That woman was the queen of this single entendre. Do me.
Do we?
Hold on.
Okay, hold on.
No, not that.
Let me tell you something. If there's one thing I learned the first time I got arrested, don't grab the cop's junk.
Hold on.
Yeah, I meant hold still.
I mean, she's not even being sexy about it. She's trying. And he's like all nervous. It's like, has he ever been picked up by a woman before? No, not that way.
No, not that. No, come here. No.
She knew this was probably going to be one of the last times before she was going to get some action from a guy.
Okay.
Do we?
The stoic officer keeps his cool, but gets a lesson in the fickle nature of female affections.
I couldn't cause no problems. You should be all picking people up that are causing problems in this case. I'd be
Jimmy.
A robbery is in progress at an Ohio Sunoco station.
Oh, hi.
Come on, hurry up. Let's go.
The cashier hands over the money,
Come on. That's it. That's all you got?
but instead of leaving,
Yo, what's up? You free tonight?
You're an idiot. What did you want to see what she was wearing?
Yo, turn around. Yo, what's up, little lady?
and that's not happening.
Yo, so what you doing?
Oh my God, she's shooting him?
One shot, boom!
Hell of a shot. Nailed him right in the shoulder, brought him down. And he's flopping around on the floor like some sort of large, big mouth bass.
When they give you the money, leave. You won. It's over. Run away.
Nuh-uh. That's like Enon.
She shot him and then nagged him.
Yeah, what? Hey, what's cool? You ain't so hot now. No, you're not going nowhere.
Lady, either shoot me or yell at me, but not both. Pick one.
Fortunately for the perp, officers quickly arrive on the scene and take him into custody.
I'm gonna get you now. You can't go
Wow.
nowhere.
Can you imagine this chick? Instead of having like something like a deer on her mantle, she'll have like criminals. This one I shot in the shoulder. That was my first one. Second one I got to the ear. Pretty soon it'll be in between the eyes.
In Port St. Lucie, Florida, two young boys enter a lobby, approach a glass partition, and demand cash from the employee inside.
Stick him up, man. Empty your cash drawer. Don't mean to come back there.
Just one problem.
The place that they rob is a police station.
I want some money.
Police station. Smart, huh? You got to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G before you can attempt anything that stupid.
Where, when you walk in, do you not see that big old sign that says police department? Well, I never see that sign because I'm usually going through the back.
If you're going to start becoming a criminal, I would start a little lower. I would go to perhaps a place that's not full of police. You know what I'm saying?
Robbing a police station is kind of like dating O.J. Simpson. It's just never a good idea.
That is fucked.
And then these guys come bouncing out of the class from like the defense training class, and there's like 8 of them. And they got those little kids and tied them up like New York pretzels and sent them away.
At the rate these kids are going, they will be career stupid by the time they're 20.
I think the parents need to go to jail right now. The kids, you know, we're always going to need gas station attendants.
Coming up, to protect and serve in Iowa. It's like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Moron. Plus, Granny opens up a can of whoop-ass.
Give me that goddamn compassion.
And later, gratuitous male nudity for the ladies.
Take it off. I like this clip. He got a nice body.
When the world's dumbest criminals 5 continues.
All right. That's old school stuff right there. Oh, boy. Yeah. All right, that's going to be a wrap. I mean, we're just dumbest people ever. World's dumbest people.
What the fuck?
Action, buddy. Action. Zачем говоришь, что тут порядок?
Look, yo, some idiot drove through the whole goddamn house. Like, how the they do this? Damn. On today's episode, how up is up.
Oh, hell. Oh, God.
Oh my gosh, this is. What are we doing here? Very bad idea.
What the?
Going in reverse.
What
What do you think
What do you
you're
want?
doing?
What do you
It's
want?
illegal
What do you
dumping
want?
rubbish. What do you think you're doing?
Sorry. Hey, son, the camera. The camera. Give me the camera.
Get off! Get off! Get off!
The camera.
Get off!
What are they doing?
Get up from underneath there. I got it.
Get all off the road.
Oh, so dumb. Oh god.
Put that over my house. I'm gonna be pissed off. You understand me? Hey, don't touch that! Oh. What the hell? What the hell? I don't even think that's legal.
What is that?
Wood.
I'm sorry, sir. Come here. Get over here. Get over here and sit down.
Record it.
One new creative one.
I'd freak out.
Точно это они там лежат. Я думала, они вот там.
Oh no. You wait to get arrested. Is this the right house? Are we in the right house? No, we're not.
Okay, jump off it.
No, this lady is pumping gas and she doesn't realize that it's not even connected to the handle, bro. It fell off. If she puts that in there and doesn't realize it, I'm gonna lose my mind. No way, bro. No way. That is crazy, bruh. No way, bro. Are you serious? She's messing with it like she doesn't even know what's going on. Damn, that's so...
You goddamn dumbass! Are you a fool?
Think I'm on own. Don't be a baby. Oh my God!
Stupid wood.
What's up? What the is up? Come see me.
Hey, can you get out of there for me, please?
You.
I'm
I'm queen.
How'd you get in there?
I'm now. Everybody out here talking about smoke wet. So the what? So the what? I smoke wet.
You smoke grass. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Damn.
Here I am pushing Melissa's car.
the damn problem by myself. Who needs a guy when you have me? So 3 hours later of trying to get Alyssa's car to work, and it's clear to say that I had no clue what I was doing. And I guess we do need men for because the whole inside of my car exploded and caught on fire.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh no. No. Oh.
Okay, let her rip. Hit it.
Let her rip. Put her down.
Hold on, let me get a video of this shit.
Oh, this is stupid. Oh, this is so f***ing stupid.
Hold speed car boot. Speed car boot down. Hold speed car boot down.
Oh shit! Jesus Christ! Oh, you gotta do that again.
No more, miss. No more, miss.
Oh my God!
No more, miss. No more, miss.
What is wrong with me? This is gonna be good.
Вылезай. Стой, подожди.
What a day.
Oh, Prime, you just hit the light. Oh, taking her down. Took her down. Oh, lit. Way to go. Way to go. Oh,
Shit. He just
Nice.
keeps on going. He doesn't stop.
He's just rolling out.
Oh shit. Oh God, taking out wires. Oh, that's never good.
Perfect timing. That was perfect timing.
Wow. Wow. How do you not how do you not realize that?
What is she doing? Oh shit.
What happened?
We just hit somebody.
You just hit a person?
The biker turned into me.
We just ran someone over. Should we call 911?
There we go.
Oh God, these are the best.
Easy. Oh, he's gone. No. Oh my God, number one.
She just falls off over the
Is your phone always on silent or what?
Yeah, most of the time.
Baby, it's okay.
Oh shit. Oh no.
Oh
boy.
That's good. No.
Oh God, no.
That's okay, I'm not dead.
Oh my God. Oh God. just fucks your day right out, man. You're like, what the fuck did I do? Oh God, what's he gonna do? He's gonna try to shut it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God. Oh God.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh God.
Oh, dude, it's so soupy.
Oh shit. Honor. What happened? What the fuck? What happened?
That's talking. Down.
Oh God, what happened?
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God. Are these people okay? Oh my God. Oh shit. Look at that car. All right.
I'm trying to think. That'd be $3,200. That was $6,000. You're an idiot. You're
Oh God.
no.
Oh God.
I got all of that on my dash cam. You knew I knew that was happening, right?
Сука, блядь!
Holy shit, if that was your car. What is this guy? What is going on?
Yo!
Turn! Jesus Christ!
I gotta go back. I gotta go back. Wait a second. Oh my God, that biker. Oh hell no. This is the funniest. Not today.
Turn! Jesus Christ!
Damn.
It's yours, Nancy.
Well, here's today's qualified captain. Yeah, those little Walmart straps are gonna hold that boat. But check out that prop. That's some high performance there. Real high performance.
Holy shit.
God, that even sounds painful.
Oh hell no. Lazy fucks. Oh shit. Yeah. What's that doing? Is he peeing? Oh, it's a hose. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is going. Oh my god. They didn't do mailbox. Oh, there's a bike here. Uh-oh. Oh my god.
Guys. Good luck, guys.
Oh.
You guys, that hurts like a mother. This is Bill Thompson's evidence.
Jesus.
That is probably out by digits plus something.
Wait,
That's impressive.
what?
That's terrifying.
Oh my god, the car is driving like that.
I've never seen anything like that.
It's our driveway. That's Casey.
Oh no.
Watch, guys. This isn't good. This isn't good at all.
He crashed in front of me. Oh no.
I sent her a little too hard, but I really hope I. Oh. How you doing? What's your name? Why are you checking people's cars?
I'm not checking you.
Yeah, I just got film of you looking at my car over there. I got film of you over there. You just went in my car over there.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, I got you.
Just later. Oh no. Oh god. Oh no. Why just taking that shit?
Все, закрываем.
Все, проветрили, все. Долго нельзя, то можно разбить. Долго, вот.
It's like these cases, it's not watching. It's a train wreck. Oh, yeah. Oh god. All right, guys, that's enough. Peace out. You guys are great. Each and every one of you. Much love.
We are not afraid.
Peace out.
Of whatever evidence is
Get some rest.
from whatever source.
Oh shit. That was,
For 15
I just worked out my. The heck did I just do? I don't know.